Robinson. They call me Jay.
This is Michael Jeffrey. They call me Mike Jeff.
This is Logan Barnes, and they call me Pounds.
This is Vince Smith, and they call me Vinny.
And this is The Last Dab.
Yeah. 52, right?
52.
So you're episode 52.
Ooh,
That's crazy.
pleasure to be here.
I got a few questions right off the bat for you, dude.
What's up?
How do you spell your name?
Joel.
Okay. And
Joel?
Yeah.
That's dope.
yeah.
That's
I've
the
always
coolest
thought-
Joel. That's the coolest Joel
I've
ever
always
met.
thought your name was cool. Just Joel.
I didn't even know
or
there's
whatever.
another one. Like another way to spell it.
And
I feel like there is.
Do you want us to pronounce it as like 2 syllables or is it 1 syllable?
No, I'll just say Joel.
Because
Just Joel.
I feel like I say
I always think-
Joel.
I always think of The Last of Us. Joel up the last.
Joel.
I don't know if you're-
Okay.
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, just like that.
Got it.
So you work with Vince.
I do.
Oh,
We used to work right next to each other
Yeah,
for a while.
good old door line.
Yeah.
Old door line.
What was it?
Where it's an old, like, they have the new door line. We ran the old door line together.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was a piece of shit.
I thought you were
Yeah, it
talking
was,
about.
it was like a 15-year-old piece of shit line.
I thought you were saying Doorline was the company.
No.
That's like a process at your work.
Yeah.
They make doors.
Different lines. Floor
Yeah.
line, sides, body complete, BC, which is what I run now.
Okay. So Vince, you said you were like his first
My first team leader.
team leader.
Pretty much got put on online at the same time.
Yeah, I was like 2 weeks before you.
Yeah.
I dumped my first barrel was your first day. My first mastic barrel I ever dumped. 600-pound barrel full of mastic that seals the cars.
God.
Sticky
And
shit.
I dumped it on
grab that
accident.
bottle,
You gotta
boys.
change them, like with pumps. I fucking dumped it. My
My
first
God.
time changing it. You
Just
can't pick
dumped
it up.
all the.
Dude,
Yeah,
in
you
the
can't
middle
pick
of
it
a
up.
fucking aisle with
Yeah.
a bunch of fork trucks and
It's like
shit
this
that go
black.
by.
It's like this black sticky fucking.
Bro,
Shit,
you know how
man.
mad I'd be
I was
that you
pissed.
did that?
I dumped it, yeah. And he helped me clean it up. I was like, all right, I know I got a good time.
That's what's
later.
up. Yeah. That's
Yo.
what's up. If someone helps you, if you go to like a warehouse / manufacturer type job and someone helps you without even asking, you know you're good. You know what I mean? Like I got someone who's got my back.
That's always how it was though.
Yeah,
we worked well together.
Yeah, I missed running that old door line together though. You had to keep it like running like it was a piece of shit, man. You had to fucking band-aid it together.
God.
Jared on?
Can you hear me?
Jared. What's going on, brother?
Oh, he's on mute.
You're on mute, dog. You're on mute.
I just pressed that.
Oh, there you
Hello,
go.
hello.
I don't think it's holding up. Wait.
We can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
We got Jay in here.
Can you hear the loud?
Oh, I can hear that loud. I think I got something for you, brother. Hold on now. Slims by Slim Shady.
Wait a minute, they're not really
By
by
Slim
Slim
Shady?
Shady.
They're by Slim Shady.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Oh my
I was
god.
gonna say no. I would definitely know this.
This is dope, though. These are cool.
How do I make it
Is
only
this what we
one
were just
now?
hitting a second ago?
Yeah. Want to smoke another one.
What the fuck?
Slims by Slim Shady?
Slims by
So
Slim
what?
Shady.
They're pre-rolls or what are they?
Little pre-rolls, yeah.
Right on.
Fucking dope.
By Slim Shady?
They're not by Slim Shady. I made that up.
That'd be even cool.
But
Oh.
basically should be.
Yeah, I mean, they're called Slims, so...
Roll up the mom spaghetti and pick up some Slims.
Mom Spaghetti
Roll up
OG.
Throw some little Parmesan keef on
How
top. Some, you know.
How do I only get Jared on there? This is from when I used the last Zoom. How do I only get him on there?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Are you talking about?
Uh-oh.
There he
yeah,
is.
there you go.
There I am.
I'm strictly audio right now.
Has he done the introduction? Does Jared?
No, this
No,
is Joel, my
Joel,
my
nice
best
to meet
work
you, my
friend.
man.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. It's nice to meet you.
He's in Cali, man.
No,
Oh,
Washington.
shit. Oh, okay.
Washington.
Oh yeah.
Are-
shit. My bad.
Are you
Always
guys friends from work?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
Where you at in Washington?
No, I'm in Cali.
Oh,
I
I,
mean,
he's in
I thought you were in
Cali.
Washington.
No, he's
no, I was.
in
Ah,
Cali.
fuck.
He
I
was
already
in-
told.
Go ahead.
I told you guys this.
Yeah,
Fuck,
he
man.
did.
I'm
I'm-
Andy was in
keeping up.
Seattle for a little while too.
yeah.
I was. Well, I was close by Seattle. I was like 40 minutes south of Seattle in Tacoma in Lakewood,
All right,
Washington.
yeah, I know the area. I got a bunch of family in Snoqualmie and
Oh,
Snohomish,
do you really?
Auburn, and
Damn.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Alaska originally.
Isn't that weird how
Yeah.
shit
Yeah,
connects?
he's the one that got me that knife.
Oh shit.
Bro,
Remember us?
Yeah, the Ulu.
that's so dope.
Yeah.
So what is it for?
It's like a traditional knife for that natives use for cutting shit up.
Like fish?
Yeah, fish, whale
Word.
blubber, all that good
That's
stuff.
fucking dope.
Yeah.
Bro, Alaska is cool.
You can probably shave
should
like
not have
fur
lit this
off an
fire.
animal with that
Yeah,
damn near.
yeah, it
right?
works for pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
So you're from Alaska. That's wild.
Yeah.
Like born and raised.
Yeah, born
Like,
and raised.
How many years?
Altogether, probably 24.
Damn.
So after high school, I moved out. I lived in Hawaii for a little bit. Lived in California and Colorado.
You've been to some
I
cool
got
places.
Dope places, dude.
Bunch of family in Washington and Oregon. So
Where were you at in Cali?
Palm Desert's down by way down south, kind of by
Okay.
by Palm
SoCal.
Springs. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But
Okay.
I've been in NorCal quite a bit too.
Over here at San Leandro.
Okay.
You familiar? Right next to Oakland.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I moved there right when the dispensary boom was starting.
Okay.
They just got
So
it.
I had a buddy that started up a dispensary down in SoCal, but there wasn't a whole lot of growers down there. So we were going up to NorCal, like Trinity and Humboldt and all that stuff, and then taking everything back.
Humboldt
down.
County?
Humboldt. We were talking
Yeah.
about that,
Oh
Mike. Right?
shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Everything's
wild.
connected,
Yeah,
dude.
so Trinity and Humboldt counties are right next to each other. There's one more too. I can't remember what it's called, but it's called like the Holy Triangle.
Yeah, the triangle.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Did you watch the Sasquatch show on Hulu? Okay.
No, but dude, that's always so. Like, when you're up there, you see nothing but like Sasquatch
Sasquatch
shit.
stuff.
Really?
Yeah,
Hell
it's
yeah.
popular.
And same with Washington,
Yeah,
though.
same
That's
with
weird,
Washington.
'cause
Even at the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, even at the
Everywhere.
airport, you can buy like stuffed fucking Bigfoots and shit.
That shit sells, bro.
Yeah.
That shit sells.
Or-
That's cause everybody
I think
wants to
my dad's
believe
got
in
the-
something.
Swear to God.
Yeah.
My dad's got like the
wild.
silhouette of the Bigfoot walking away, like I believe, or whatever. You know how they got.
There's a bunch
Yeah.
of them where it's like the silhouette it says hide and seek champ.
Hide and seek champ, straight up.
Oh,
You want to know
Granton's a big Bigfoot fan.
what I love about
Oh yeah, you're right, Grant, the
Bigfoot
boxing
the
coach.
most is there's states and like
Or are you talking about?
places like Florida.
Coworker.
Oh,
Oh my bad, dude. Places like
No, go
Florida and like places that would never have a Bigfoot. People believe in Bigfoot in those places.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he's here
the
in
swamp.
Florida, but down here in the Georgia swamps, he's down here with me. No, he's not.
Hot
Alright.
as fuck.
Because there's always been some sort
He's
of
in New York. He's hiding in the elevator. It's like, what the fuck ever?
I think
know?
I've seen a Bigfoot downtown once or twice, bro.
There's always been, and no matter where you're at, there's always been some sort of story about some fucking ape-like dude.
Yeah.
Like in Sumatra, there was a bunch of them. You got Yetis, you got
Yetis,
fucking
yeah.
Sasquatch.
What's it called?
Like a swamp creature thing. That'd be down
Well,
in Florida.
Yep.
No, there's a
Yeah, there is some Swamp Man thing.
Gigantopithecus
Oh, yeah.
is what I was trying to
what
bring
the
up.
fuck?
Yeah,
That's
I
a-
thought he just made
It's
that
like
up.
a, it's like
I'm
a
surprised I
subspecies
can
of
do
human.
that. Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
That
I
was
can
a lot
barely
of-
speak a
yeah.
real sentence, let alone say that word.
I'll never remember that ever.
I was gonna say
that's
Loch Ness.
that's a real species of like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a subhuman.
Yeah.
Like
No, it was just in like like a divergence in evolution.
Yep.
So instead
Every
of
single
you can-
culture.
Yeah.
All around the world, there's always, like you said, some type of like ape-like creature that is just, and just why haven't they been found?
I don't know.
You know what I
don't-
mean?
I don't think it's still a thing. I think it's just like lore that's kind of carried
Folklore,
over.
yeah.
Yeah.
We
But
would have found one by now.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, I would hope.
Yeah, are we that
Oh man,
bad?
they're the champion. Did you not hear him? He said they are the hide and seek champion.
He is good, man. Motherfucker knows where to hide.
You see a lot of those stickers.
There's
Yeah.
also a theory that Bigfoot is an interdimensional being.
I've heard
Oh my
that.
God, I have heard that one too.
Yeah.
That makes more sense if you think about it.
It does.
And some people believe in a theory of they can shapeshift even.
Yeah, that's
into
what-
different animals and stuff.
It ropes in super hard with everything from Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah, Skinwalker.
Yeah, that's when we really first started getting into conspiracies about together with Skinwalker Ranch. Yeah.
It's got me thinking a lot.
There's a guy on YouTube who claims that, I mean, not only are there male Sasquatches, but there are female Sasquatches.
Sasquatch.
And one of them had took advantage of him, and he's just sitting there. He's got videos.
That's like that
of how this
video.
That's that
Sasquatch
Futurama episode where
took advantage of him. He said, "I didn't want
I
it."
forgot about
Snoo
that.
Snoo or whatever the hell it's called.
I forgot about that episode where they fucking
They go to a
kidnap-
planet
yeah,
that's
yeah.
completely populated with,
Weren't
like,
the aliens obsessed with him too?
yeah,
Right.
but
They were
it's
trying to kidnap
all
Sasquatch.
giant
Futurama
like
episode. I
women
forget.
that take advantage of
Yeah.
men, like rape them or whatever.
We don't want that here. No Sasquatch. No.
Like, oh my gosh.
Fucking Sasquatches.
I
So, go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna ask because I got two guesses on what it is, but your hat is sports related, right?
It is sports
Okay,
related.
is it hockey or baseball?
It's baseball.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I've seen it. I just don't know what it is.
You got to guess
Colorado?
now.
It's a minor league team.
Ooh.
Colorado?
No.
No. Around here?
No.
Okay, I'm not gonna
It's
guess.
the Rocket City Trash Pandas. Shout out to
Trash
Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh yeah. Okay. I-
Trash
yeah, yeah,
pandas. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Went
I've
down
seen
there.
it. I've seen it before. I had to ask. So
Yeah, I went down there for a job interview and ended up picking up some swag. They gave me free tickets to go to the ballpark to do a bunch of Christmas shit.
That's cool as fuck.
pretty nice
Yeah.
ballpark.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
actually
love
really
baseball
nice.
parks, man. That's like so fun to go and just see.
Sit down, have a hot
Hot
dog,
dog.
nice beer, maybe a little Cracker Jack, and just enjoy yourself.
Yeah, it's hard to beat it.
I'm gonna crack one open right now, just for that.
Medela, fighting
We
spirit.
need to be sponsored by Modelo every week. Modelo.
Got to. I don't switch up, man.
Never
Even
do.
though this is skunked, I left it in the trunk. I fucked up.
I've drank them
Not too
before
bad.
too, skunked.
It
not
just,
too
you
bad.
know it's gonna
Fuck
do
it.
the same thing.
My first beer I got in Vegas, the very first one I got was skunked, and I was like, "You motherfuckers!"
They did that on purpose.
I was like, "My very first one. This house gonna be."
Buy another one. Test your luck.
That's all about
Oh,
Vegas.
you got another. Oh.
How about another one?
Yeah, try again.
That's how they get you. Skunk
Land of
beers.
temptation.
Well, Joel, we're really glad to have you on.
Dude, I am so stoked to
Yeah.
be here. We've
Dude,
been
thanks
working
for
on this
coming,
a
man.
while.
Yeah, a long time. Yeah, we were explaining how we met right before you got on.
Okay.
I first became a robot tech and went to Doorline, and we needed a new team leader. There was a spot open. He became my team leader, and we worked together for a couple years. Ran the old piece of shit Doorline together.
And are you guys? So you guys aren't on the door line anymore?
No.
I take it.
Yeah, he's on floor line
It's
now
okay. I
on
got it.
nights,
This
and I'm
is
on
mixed.
days on BC Body Complete.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So you said that the night shift too.
Yeah, we ran that shit.
You guys were doing your thing on the goddamn
Yeah.
night shift, dude.
Yeah, it was fun.
I've always loved nights because
Night-
I
yeah.
can pretty much just get away with whatever the fuck I want.
It's
so
like because
chill.
no one's there, right? Like
Yeah.
it's limited employees. It's
What
just kind of chill. It's
exactly-
not a lot going on.
What
less
exactly was the
distraction.
hours?
I work from 3:30 to between 1 and 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've done some hours like that before, but it wasn't. I never did that consistently. It was only I'd do it for like 2 weeks at a time, then they switch me back to another shift.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
like
Jared, you
that
know how
shit.
long I was on nights for? Fucking like
Yeah,
three,
you were on. Yeah,
3 years almost.
and I remember too because you're like, once you get past this stage, then you get to move on to like days and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So kind of have to work up to it,
Mhm.
type deal.
yeah,
just
for the time.
It's going on
I-
7 years for me.
Yeah, that's
For real?
On.
Yeah,
how many?
7.
That's loyalty.
That's a
7. Wow.
Yeah, I keep turning down
You like-
the first shift.
Well, you get
super-
more
You don't
pay.
want it. You want.
Yeah, you get shift premium. and
Way
everything.
more pay.
Yeah, a little bit more. Plus, in like the position I'm in, there's a lot of like manager oversight, and it's
Yeah.
even worse on first shift.
Oh,
so-
I can imagine.
Yeah, yeah, it is
So.
different on days, more management and stuff.
Do you like Subaru? Like as a company, you a car guy or a car fan? or
I'm
anything?
a huge car
Yeah.
guy.
Okay, well, I asked that, and I hate calling people car guys, but you do have the Volkswagen outside, right?
Yeah.
You pulled up.
Yeah.
I like the color and everything. I love
I
that
am
color.
I'm a big car guy. I had a bunch of Subarus. I worked at Subaru dealerships before I even worked
Really?
here.
He
So-
came into
yeah.
the he had to go internal. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm selling these, but I want to know how the fuck they're made.
We're gonna get back with Joel in 5-10 years. He's gonna be running the company.
I swear to God, he's gonna be that fucking head
Vince
position.
right there next to him.
Yep.
The funny part is I was supposed to work at a dealership here when I moved here. So I called down ahead of time. They told me they had a position open, yada, yada, yada. And so I came down here, filled it out. They're like, all right, you got the job. We just need to run your driving record so we can put everything through with our insurance.
Right.
My driving record's not that great.
That's ironic though.
Yeah.
It's a little ironic.
So it took like 2 weeks. They got my driving record back, and they said no. So
They
I
were
went
like,
to
sorry.
I went to the factory instead.
Hell yeah.
That kind of crazy.
Then you
Oh,
were-
dude, it was bad.
then you hit a deer the first like 6 months we were on working together.
Yeah,
And
that was
your- and your BMW?
actually right before we started working together.
Yeah.
Damn, was everything like cool? Was it a big ass fucking
I
deal,
tried
man?
to
Like,
I tried to skirt a little too hard, and
It happens.
yeah,
Caught a ditch.
well, they said don't
He caught
even
a
Caught
swear.
a
deer.
deer.
He caught a deer.
Yeah.
yeah.
what
Well,
happened.
A
to Lafayette
deer.
Police Department, I swerved missing a deer.
Hit that deer,
Right,
man.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try not to.
Hey, I made like $9
It was
grand.
it was a Sasquatch. It was an
It was a
interdimensional
fucking
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch.
That's what she says. Was it Billy Madison? Who would eat 24 kids' lunches? It was like, I'll tell you who it was. It was that damn Sasquatch.
The damn sass.
Sounds like who it would be.
Hell yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Joel, you came here for something. Came here to talk about something. I think we're all pretty damn excited.
Yeah, we've been
Pumped about it
we've
for a
been
couple
pretty
days.
pumped for this one.
Not gonna lie, man.
Yeah,
You're
pretty
gonna be
pumped.
the first guest that we've had that actually has like a
topic.
A topic.
Yeah.
We've had suggestions and stuff we've talked about before, or like done phone calls about specific things with
Okay.
people, but we're really excited about this. I mean, who's not excited?
This
about
is a
this?
first.
So there was a couple topics me and Vinny kind of kicked around a little bit, and then last podcast on the left is in the middle of covering one of them right now.
Yes.
That's what Mike asked me a question earlier, and you'll have to bring it up. And I was like, "You can't. You gotta save that." Joel, this is on Joel's favorite subject. It was was Jack Ruby in MK Ultra?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! You have to wait.
Yeah.
Because I
Cool.
immediately asked that because I wanted to see if like everybody knew about MK Ultra, and
Yeah.
then he told me, and I was like, oh my god, this is
Yeah.
gonna be
So
great.
honestly, some of the stuff in this kind of goes hand in hand a little bit. There's still remnants and ripples that are felt through everything from 1945 up. Everything in our culture right now has been touched by MK Ultra.
It's a
Yeah.
domino effect
Yeah.
that's been going
Oh,
on
they
for a long
created
time.
the biggest counterculture there ever has been, and everything from there has influenced
You think it's still
society
going
going
on?
forward.
Like the drug part of it, like where they're
Why don't you break
Giving
down
people-
what exactly MK Ultra is?
okay.
Okay, so MK Ultra was it's a real broad like a broad project term for a bunch of sub projects that dealt with using drugs.
It was CIA, right?
Yes, OSS and then CIA.
Yeah.
So using drugs such as psilocybin, mescaline, LSD.
And certain practices and procedures to like manipulate their brains
Yeah.
to get them.
Okay.
Hallucinogens.
Yeah, that hypnotism, creative trauma to try to break
Yeah.
people down.
Yeah.
The ultimate goal, I guess, was to have somebody that could do something against their will without ever being able to recollect it.
Interesting.
Mm.
So,
I feel like it's still going on in a way. We just don't know about it. Like, wasn't? No, I'm bringing something. The Boston bomber and his brother, wasn't that something like he was manipulated somehow by someone? It wasn't with drugs.
I feel
but
like
he was,
I heard that for sure.
I mean, I could see it, but
it's a different story.
yeah, I can see it kind of fitting in a little bit.
Ted
No, Ted Kaczynski was famously part of MK Ultra. It wasn't he wasn't in the LSD experience or anything,
Right.
but from his sophomore year to his senior year at Harvard, he volunteered to go in once a week and just get psychologically fucking raped, like
the Unabomber, right?
yeah, the Unabomber Ted Kaczynski.
There you go.
So he'd write down every strong belief he had. So anything that he truly believed in, like his moral fabric, pretty much.
Okay.
And then had a psychologist just rip every fucking ounce of it apart.
Wow.
So doing that for 3 years straight, once a week,
Well, it put a toll on you.
yeah, it fucked him up.
That's insane.
Isn't there? It's a sort of documentary, I believe, on Netflix of one of the guys. I think it's like Project. Fuck, I cannot remember it, but I think it's that, like, where the government tries to get
I've
a
heard,
guy
I've heard of what you're talking about.
to test.
I think Joe
yeah.
Rogan's talked about it.
So
Uh,
I think Rogan's touched on it before too. You
Yeah.
want to see some crazy shit? Look up a trip to Edgewood on YouTube.
A trip to
I think
Edgewood.
I think I've watched the last
Don't
tab,
lose
well,
me.
not last tab, last podcast on the last.
Yeah, you
tab.
did.
They did
Yeah.
a couple episodes on it.
Edgewood, yes.
So Edgewood's where they started a lot of testing. So
Soldiers, right? They were
Yeah.
just like throwing them at like
Soldiers,
fucking like endurance tests, like running them heat,
Run out-
cold,
yeah.
shit
Putting
like
them in
that.
water
Oh,
and
dude,
shit, dude.
run an
Electrocution.
obstacle course. Exactly how they showed you how they do it while fucking tripping balls.
Yeah,
My
that's right. That's right. Yeah, just 100
Oh, dude,
doses of LSD.
it's
and
kinda
you're
fucking
fucking-
hilarious.
I have driven tripping, and it is like, first of all, I'll never do it again, okay? And I shouldn't have done it in the first place, but like, wow.
I have on psilocybin, but never on LSD.
happens all the time.
Yeah,
And,
but it happens all the time, like you
oh.
said.
And it's yeah.
It's a whole new playing
Oh,
field.
dude,
Like,
it's fucking.
I don't even know how I'm doing it. It's all muscle memory.
Exactly. It's completely autopilot.
It's all
Yeah.
autopilot muscle memory. And today I had seen Woody earlier, buddy of mine. I was driving here, right? It was a little earlier. I was taking a route that, like, bro, I've done it so many times. It's muscle memory. It's autopilot. I just disassociated for like literally 20 minutes. 20 minutes? 20 minutes. I found myself like daydreaming about like very fucking specific things, like mountain ranges that turn into like ice fucking
You definitely
crystals.
shouldn't be driving, bro.
No, I think it is pretty fucking dope. Like, I was daydreaming, damn near tripping, bro. And I caught myself. I was like, bro, what the fuck?
You ever feel like you did that as a kid all the time? Like you
All
were
the
just
fucking time. And that's what I was
daydream
saying.
trip. Like
Well,
in
there's
school, just-
there's what is the white line? When you're driving, there's a term. It's a lot of people know it. Like you get in a trance when you're driving, and
Yeah.
you're like, "How long have I even like? Did I
Literally.
just run 4 red lights? Like I don't
Where am
remember
I?
the last time. Like because you get in trances on the road. It's
Oh,
called,
isn't that
like-
called like chasing the dog or something?
Yeah, it's like the white line something, because the lines on the road.
Well,
but-
they're yellow, but I got you. Well, it's the one.
I
I
think
got you.
truck drivers have something that's like called chasing the dog, like wherever they're on the
they're
road
chasing
too
something,
long.
man. Fucking
Methamphetamine. They're fucking leaning into my lane, and I'm about to fucking honk. That's what I'm doing.
Listen, MK Ultra is a crazy.
Fucking topic.
Yeah, I mean,
That is.
we just got
Just keep on
huge
thinking
into
about
on,
Mortal Kombat.
the drug side of it, and
Yeah.
there's so much more to MK Ultra and what they've done and what they've tried to do.
Yeah.
But we specifically brought it up for
Another
What
topic.
yeah,
what we're
going
about
to
to
that
talk
another
about.
episode. Deep.
Yeah, today we're going to cover JFK, the assassination, and everything.
Conspiracy.
the only American political assassination that's never been
Solved.
solved. Well, I mean, there's other ones I think, but they've had people
Honestly, that's-
like convicted
I agree
and
with
put in
that.
Yeah,
jail.
that's-
This is the only one they've never been able to okay, it was this. This is how it happened.
Yeah, there's never been. I think that's why everybody still fucks with it so hard is because there's never really been a resolution.
I heard today in one of the videos, that PBS video, I think
That
you
one
were
was
showing
good,
me.
man.
They called it's the Great American Mystery, and then I thought that was a really good title because like so many people in America for years. I mean, how many years has this been?
It happened in 63, so we're going on
50
59
some
years.
years. Almost 60 years.
and people are still like outraged about it.
I think part of it is because, so with any other famous murder or anything,
Yeah.
you can always hear the accused side of it. Like, you can always hear their excuse, whether they say they did it or not. With this, nobody ever got to hear shit besides Lee Harvey Oswald saying, "I'm a patsy! I'm a patsy!" So other than that, but like that's all anybody ever got. Jack Ruby kind of stripped everybody of that.
Yeah.
And he didn't. Oswald didn't even get to say anything, anyways, right? Didn't he?
He died the day after,
I got a
right?
video of Jack Ruby.
Yeah, he was dead before
That's
anybody
insane.
could.
So
do
he
anything.
got shot before. So that leads up to more questions.
And
That
then
means he
it's-
knew stuff. He knew too much stuff, and he was gonna talk.
Well, there
They
was
had to
the
get him.
domino effect after that of everyone that was involved with that. So Oswald died, and then the person that killed him, Jack Ruby, his death was considered what, cancer?
It was considered cancer, but
But
there's
no,
a lot
he
of
was
weird shit around that
mentally ill.
too. It was. You
And
were right.
That's why I asked Vinny that question.
Joel, break down like the just normal story. That
Okay.
way everyone can understand where we're going.
Just in case
The
nobody knows.
yeah.
the story that's considered correct here is that Lee Harvey Oswald, who he was a Marine, spent some time in Russia trying to defect, was a member of Fair Play for Cuba, which is like a CIA-run
Okay.
communist propaganda thing. So the story is that he had assassinated JFK from the sixth
He
story.
acted alone.
That he acted alone. That he assassinated him from the sixth story of the Dallas School Book Suppository.
Yeah.
Okay. While he was driving in a car, JFK was driving
Yeah,
in a car,
he was,
right next to his wife, right?
Right next to his wife and
Okay.
Governor Connolly of Texas in the seat in front of him.
Right.
Yeah, and his wife also. But
One of the very, very, very controversial things about JFK and what he did as a president was the fact that he was one of the only presidents we've seen in history unguarded with nothing to protect him. Every president we've ever seen travel on parades and stuff is in a bulletproof fucking tank, essentially. And he drove in a convertible.
that is kind of part of the time, though. And before that,
Yeah,
it
no,
was
yeah.
still some of the same.
He was the youngest president ever to be elected. I mean, it was a different time, like
Yeah.
you said. That was part of it. That was part of him. Was the convertible.
He's also the only president to ever stand up to the military.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The only president to ever stand up to the CIA. In fact, he was going to disband the CIA.
What for exactly?
Oh, they're
Countless.
they're doing a bunch of shit they're supposed to do.
I mean, it was getting, like,
and
crazy.
we're right in the middle of MK Ultra.
Oh.
Right then, 63.
So it all kind
it
of-
started officially. They started running Project Naomi, Project Artichoke on that right after the war. 55 or 45, 46.
See, 47 is like my number, bro. And there was some shit
47.
going down in 1947.
The 50s are fucked. All right, so another thing about this is that
I was gonna say, Vinny's got some stuff playing on the screen.
this is the
I'm
Zapruder
just going through
film.
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
So
So another part of the whole narrative is that he was Oswald fired 3 shots.
Yeah, that was the original story. I was gonna say, from recapping what he was saying, America, everybody that witnessed that, because it was on live TV and everything, was believed that Harvey acted alone and that there was only 3 shots fired. That's what they released.
That
was what everybody was supposed to believe.
All right, so because there were so many questions, after everything was all said and done, they created a commission called the Warren Commission.
Oh, God.
sorry.
That was supposed to look through all the findings and let everybody know exactly what was the truth. So the theory is that he's hit in the back of the head.
Right.
If you look at the Zapruder film,
And the theory
This is proving the theory that it hit him and blew out because his head's moving back.
okay, yeah. So
They're
if
saying
you
that
look
it
at the
hit
film,
and blew out and blew it. The pressure blew it back, but they're saying that that can't happen.
happen.
Let's see, they're saying
especially
it can't.
with the round that
So it has to go through the front,
Yeah.
which
Oh, if you-
totally goes
His
against
head
Oswald.
His
Yeah.
head goes back.
So if you watch the Zapruder film,
Yeah, I know.
like,
Can I ask a
remember
question
clip
about
I
that real
sent you
fast?
on,
Go ahead, Jay.
no.
Go ahead, Jay.
Zapruder?
Yes.
Is that the one? Is that the guy that was filming? Like he was the only one filming.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, there was a couple of others, but this was the
that was
best
the first
view.
release
Yeah.
film.
What's that
Okay.
little? He was on a little ledge. That the famous little. What's that? It's not a park, but that little area that they.
Are you talking about the grassy knoll?
Yeah, the grassy knoll. So
Grassy knoll.
he happened to have this view on top of this little ledge that got like this is the
Yeah,
best,
it's
one
right
we could
before.
get.
So if you
There was a fence there.
if you
Oh, shit, that's
like actually watch the Zapruder film, I've shot weapons quite a bit. I own quite a few. I hunt. My dad hunts. Like I grew up with all that. In my opinion, there's absolutely no way that is a shot from behind that blew it off. Especially with the type of ammunition he's using. He's using a 6.5 full metal jacket.
Yeah.
It's not anything that we even used here in the States. That was like a Scandinavian round back then.
Yeah, the gun he had Harvey Oswald had bought himself was an Italian made gun.
It was that he bought out of a magazine.
Magazine.
So one of the weird things about that is also that the rifle that they
This is
found,
gonna be graphic for anybody watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rifle that they found up in the book depository is
There he shot once right
Yeah.
there in the chest.
Believed twice already.
Well,
there.
yeah, there's 2 shots fired. One missed, right?
Connolly's already been hit by now, and then there's absolutely no way that
was the
came
front.
from behind.
Yeah, that was
anybody that's
literally the
played
front.
Call of Duty can
Knows.
tell you that.
Well, they believed it as a theory that it came from behind, and it's really not a theory because the reason why they thought it came from behind was because that's where the bookstore was. That was the only place they believed where a shooter was. So realistically, everything had to come from behind.
not only that,
That's what she said.
not only that, but it fit their narrative for where the shots were fired from, and it explains why there was only 3 shots fired and Connolly was still hit. So they tried to say that this
There's where
shitty
grassy knoll.
finish round made it through
Yeah.
JFK's head,
And then hit him.
through his wrist,
This
hit
is the magic bullet,
the magic bullet.
the single bullet theory.
Yeah.
It was Connolly's wrist,
Yep.
right?
No, it hit JFK's wrist and completely shattered it, and then ended up hitting Connolly somewhere in the upper body and ending up in his leg.
So there was the magic bullet theory is exactly 1 bullet equals 7 wounds. The 1 bullet went through the back of his head,
Yeah.
through someone's chest, into their
It-
wrist, and through their leg, and that was 7 different wounds with
And-
1
But
bullet.
you said it was FMJ, so isn't FMJ supposed
Yeah,
to
but
like
the
penetrate
bullet,
a
as
little
he
bit
has on the
better?
screen right now, was almost in immaculate condition.
Yeah. So it was a full metal jacket, but even then, like I can go shoot 223 in my backyard, a full metal jacket round, shoot it through the ground, and it still mushrooms.
So Jared, that middle one is the one they're saying is the one that shot through 3
They
bones.
found
It's
that on
all
a
3 of those are the same thing. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
different
Sorry.
different rotations of the bullet.
Okay.
But supposedly, no matter what they're saying, is that bullet, whether it is damaged or not,
Right.
they said that made it through 2 separate human beings, bones and all,
Yeah.
and it looks like that.
It's just bullshit.
It was the narrative that they were
And
pushing.
found on a stretcher in the hospital.
Yeah, it was found on
Oh.
the stretcher.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, they want shit to be a movie because it just gives people the emotional, substance that they crave.
Honestly, it was just whatever fit the narrative.
Right.
Whatever they were trying to. They knew which way they were going with it.
Johnson became sworn as president 99 minutes after they confirmed John F. Kennedy's body was dead. Before they left the ground on Dallas, he was sworn in as president. He wanted to become president, so there was if
No
anything came
questions.
out, yeah, but he's already president,
Yeah,
so they can't do anything about it.
Right.
And then I heard that the first lady, she still had like blood on her. Like,
Jackie.
she still,
Yeah,
I got a
Jackie.
picture of
Yeah.
it. Let me find
She hadn't
it.
even got to
The
change
legendary
Yet.
pink outfit,
Yeah.
right? And here's
God.
I got one, I want to bring it back to the Zapruder film. I want to get more opinion from you.
Yeah.
But I'm so confused. One of the most weirdest things that doesn't get talked about in this whole
There you
entire
go, Jared.
case
There's Jackie.
is Jackie in the Zapruder
He's
film.
getting sworn in
You
on the
see
plane.
her dive in the back of the car trying to pick up his brain.
Yeah, she gets it.
I know, but what is that gonna do? Who
She's
Shocked.
hysterical. She just watched
Shocked.
somebody get shot in the head.
Yeah.
If
Well,
I
not
see,
somebody.
dude,
Her
if
fucking
Logan
husband.
is in the car with me and
Hey.
he gets domed, I'm not picking up his brains, bro. He's done.
Pick up my brains.
What? Who? I've never seen anybody in my life try to pick up. Oh, I could save him. Let me pick up his skull.
So obviously
I'm
you
just
saw
so confused.
You saw that piece of brain that flew back there, and she tried to pick it up and everything. So there had to have been a lot of brain matter lost.
Yeah.
When they weighed his brain for his official autopsy at Bethesda military base, it weighed exactly what a normal brain. would.
Bullshit.
Also,
They-
according to what they released, and I think this was more of the narrative too, is he was alive all the way to the hospital, lived 20 minutes past, and then died.
Yeah, they tried
And
to
it's
give him a
like-
tracheotomy because the first bullet went. It went straight through the middle.
That's
of
why
his
he was
throat.
just like,
Yeah.
That's why he leaned over. and
Yeah,
just-
yeah. That's fucking crazy. I don't think a lot of people know there was multiple bullets.
Oh, and
I've got another. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, and other than that, also, so what made him change from 2 bullets to 3 bullets is that there's a mark on the sidewalk, like right on a curb, where they saw that there was a ricochet.
Oh.
Then somebody else got hit, either
Wow.
by a ricochet or by like a fragment of bullet.
Yeah.
So there's obviously more than 3 shots.
So the timing of these shots doesn't really make any sense either for the type of rifle he was using.
And that's why they tried to do the 3 shot.
makes sense, too.
because that's all the time he would have had. and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bolt action, like you
It's-
have to load each bullet into the gun.
It's
like,
even different. It has an extra action. I
Yeah.
think. to
It
the
was an
bolt.
old bolt action carabine.
Wow. So it just doesn't fit. You know what I mean?
also,
And what do you think about the shot itself? Do you think that's a straight shot from where he was at, in the advantage of, if you would say it was what they had, the information that they gave us from the building? Do you think that's a straight shot?
I don't think any of them were matching to the book depository. If anything, the first shot could have possibly been from around there, but there's no way.
I think the most lethal shot, the one at the very end that like blows
was
his brains all over the
head
place, that was from the book suppository. I think that lethal shot.
That's back. That's behind him.
It was behind him by then.
the
because
grassy
of
knolls
how-
in front of him.
Yeah.
They're saying that final
you're right.
bowl hit.
I was watching it today. You get so confused with it when
Oh,
you
they're
start
saying-
thinking about it.
There's so many different.
Because
There's different
things.
There's
scenarios.
Yeah.
because we still haven't even gotten to the idea that
Man,
there was 4 or 5 to maybe even 6 shots fired.
We are barely scratching
Dude.
the surface right now. We're just going over like the basic.
Well, where do you want to go deeper? Where do you
man.
usually go?
All right.
Hold on,
you
go
know.
back to the Zapruder. Did you know that like also a lot of people didn't take into consideration for years about the Zapruder film was that in the film it shows his head moving the way it does, but also the guy holding the camera is moving as he's recording. So people didn't take
makes
into
it-
consideration that if you move the camera to the right, that's gonna make the dude's head look like it moves
Right.
forward or whatever direction it was.
Bro, you know that they didn't even release that film until
They
1977.
did, yeah. They didn't release it to the public, and that's very believed that what they did release to the public was highly messed with, like
Edited.
doctored.
Switched
Yeah.
two of the
Yeah,
clips.
it'd be-
Just
two of
like the moon
frames.
landing,
Yeah.
it was doctored.
Wow.
It'd
Yeah,
been
for sure.
extremely redacted.
All right,
So
now
we're-
I'm done. You go
yeah.
back into whatever you
Where
want.
do you go once the surface is scratched and you got that itch, but man, you know what I mean? You got to go a little deeper. What route do you take?
So we have the basic premise down.
Yep.
Lee Harvey Oswald, yada yada yada. But basically there's really four major theories to me, and this is coming from somebody like I've been interested in this since I was a little kid. I still cannot fucking tell you what happened.
Yeah.
I don't.
I wanted to
all I know
ask
is that
you.
Oswald didn't do it himself.
Yeah.
So you've been kind of like interested in this for a long time.
Yeah.
This isn't like a new thing.
No,
for-
this is. I've been interested in all sorts of stuff.
I
like
wasn't
this since
smart
I was a
enough to get
kid.
into it a few years ago, but I've been into it now.
And during like school and stuff, regular stuff never really stuck with me, but
Yeah.
like a bunch of stuff like this always kind of piqued my interest.
There you go.
Right.
So where it all boils down to me is that JFK is the only president to ever say not only no to the U.S. military complex, but to the CIA.
Yeah.
So we have this thing called the Bay of Pigs. You had the Cuban Missile Crisis, and then the Bay of Pigs. So this is all stuff that,
History lesson, folks.
as
Yep.
the youngest president that we've ever had, JFK dealt with within a year of going in office.
Phew.
Russia had a bunch of nuclear missiles inside Cuba. Cuba had just recently gone through their revolution. So Fidel Castro took power,
Yep.
installed a communist government. So everybody in our military wants to go in and say, fuck Cuba, let's take that shit. Just like we do everywhere else. So JFK comes into office. They stage a couple of different false flag operations. One's called Project Northwood, where they were trying to have like a Cuban airliner shot down in Cuba and blame it on the government,
Yes.
so that they had full permission to go
Yeah.
in. So
An excuse.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of what
fucked
Russia's
up.
waiting for right
Right
now to
now.
go into
Fucked up.
Ukraine.
Yeah.
Fucking Gulf of Tonka shit. Man.
Yeah. That was a big point for the people of the U.S. Like the just like just regular folk. Everybody, once they found out about that and heard that, they're like, "Oh my God, the government isn't like."
For the first time ever.
It was like
almost.
one of the first things that like made us realize like, oh shit,
Yeah.
is the government really doing what we want them to do?
It sets
Sneaky.
precedents going forward. Is why there's so little trust in the government as is right now.
It's a snowball, and that's why everybody's like questioning. Like you said, they're so infatuated with this because there is no specific answer. People have all these like speculations and all these like different viewpoints of it, and it was just a snowball in the fact of just one little lie in the beginning, led for more explanations. It didn't die out, and it's just wild throughout like history. I mean, who's to say that wouldn't be happening now in our own government, that we're being told one thing and something else, you know what I mean?
It's for sure happening.
Yeah.
So what's another?
Dude, when it comes down to it, everybody had a reason to want Kennedy dead.
Damn.
All right, so
Gangsters too,
Hey,
right?
Oh yeah,
So-
everybody. So they had a bunch of
Everything from-
casinos in Cuba.
Yeah.
Mafia to fucking political agencies like CIA and everything.
Yeah,
that he
to now the
disagreed with.
government.
Everyone, there was so many.
Even Johnson.
I didn't know there were casinos in Cuba. that they were
Do you know
hooked up
much
to.
about the Marilyn Manson or not Manson? The
Marilyn
what-
Monroe.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
like,
that's
what's
another
Explain that to me because I just got into that.
So Marilyn. So JFK was a horny motherfucker.
That dude was a baller. That was a city boy right
All
there.
right.
Slanging.
He,
So-
he had to have sex like
President
5-6 times a day.
Dude's got a
supposedly.
fucked up ass back from World War II.
Oh god.
Is high as shit.
Have you ever heard about
Painkillers.
Sorry,
Painkillers?
sorry to interrupt.
I
You. Have
get
you heard about
horny.
the story about him in World War II where he carried like people off a boat, save 'em off a boat? He had them tied
Who's
to a
gonna carry?
raft.
Who's gonna carry the boat?
He had it in his teeth, carrying somebody swimming back and forth to shore, back and forth, back and forth.
That's fucking insane.
yeah.
Terminator shit.
So
Hey, never mind. I ain't
That's
gonna
probably why he
make
has a
the
fucked
joke.
up back. Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you.
My back.
Yeah, so dude's got a fucked up back. He's constantly fucked up on painkillers or drinking.
That good shit.
His best friends with Frank fucking Sinatra.
Yes.
What more do you want?
By the way, dude
That's
was not
badass.
allowed in the White House.
Not Frank.
No, and through Frankie is how he met Marilyn Monroe, who also was having a thing with your baseball guy Joe DiMaggio.
Okay.
Yankees.
So there it goes a little deeper than that too, because there's rumors, it's never ever been confirmed, that the Kennedy's father had some dealings with the mafia during Prohibition.
Okay.
He was helping them run some alcohol back and forth.
That's how the Kennedys rose to power.
Yeah, and that's how he got elected.
See.
You always have to have connections.
Got that support
Yeah.
from a lot of people,
But-
in a different way.
So he had all that mafia support then. As soon as everything with Cuba happened, we didn't go into it.
Yeah.
Wasn't
done.
it different mafias too? Like I was heard like Chicago mafia, and then like he had like down south mafias.
Yeah,
and
there-
shit.
every-
like, just
Everything's
it wasn't just like one mafia. He was like so in with so many people.
so you
Fucking
have
wild.
the basic 5 families, and everything springs from one of those. Somebody's fucking with
Yeah.
one of those families, no matter what. So JFK spent a lot of time in Vegas, out of the Sands. Yeah, Sands
where
back
you
in the
just
day, which kind of further enforces his mafia ties.
Yeah.
That
Because,
baller status.
Dude, that's how Vegas is built, on
It's-
backs
yeah.
of fucking mafiosos.
You ever seen Casino?
Casino? Yeah. Yeah. So we have all these things happening at the same time. And almost all of it's involving Cuba. Plus, there was no way that JFK was going into Vietnam. He wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
So this is things that a wartime economy is a good economy.
Yeah.
So
Always.
these are all things
military industrial complex.
that
Yep.
everybody tries to push.
You imagine living in this time, you guys. Like
I couldn't.
this is
Oh,
going
there's
on
no
right
way
now.
he'd ever get elected in this time.
Hell no.
No,
I
nobody would
believe
let
that.
it
I
happen.
was just saying
the
it
people
just-
would want it. He'd be the best thing the people had ever seen.
Yeah.
But they've had such a tight handle on him. There's no
fuck.
way it ever happened.
Look what happened to Bill. Imagine if we had that type of shit when JFK was around.
Yeah, it'd be kind of like Bernie, honestly.
Oh my God,
where
for
everybody
real.
thinks he can make a big difference, and then he just never makes it.
Right.
So we have all these different things going on at the same time. Everybody want a piece of the guy, so it's pretty wide open when it comes to. It's a better question to ask who didn't want JFK dead at the time.
The reason why I asked the Marilyn Monroe thing was because her death was believed to be incorporated with what.
Yeah.
Because once she got tied in with JFK and there was a picture of those two being together or whatever, a lot of shit started happening to her, and her death was believed to be because of
It was
that.
another dress, another famous stained dress, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
didn't she still have
she
some remnants of Mr. President?
she was, but it was believed that it was an OD.
yeah.
But everything around it's pretty
Pretty
fuzzy
weird.
also.
Yeah.
So
She's part of the 27 Club, right?
I believe so.
I don't know much about that though.
Most of it's musicians and stuff, but I believe you're right that she is part of it. Yeah, this whole thing is just fucking wild.
It just unravels and unravels.
Oh,
Why-
dude, the
it's a perfect
connections.
storm.
Oh,
you know?
the connections reach so far.
It's like a fun game, man. It's just like there's so much.
I don't know if it was fun for some people.
So like, what about the? They're supposed to be releasing some of the JFK documents, and it keeps getting delayed by Joe Biden, I guess. I don't really
even
know. but-
Trump pushed it back once. Also,
Is it because we're not ready to fucking see that shit yet?
I don't
We're
know.
We're going through so
because
much, and they're like, if we release this, nobody's gonna believe in the government anymore.
It's quite possible because nobody from that era is
'Cause
even
what's gonna happen-
alive anymore.
They're gonna come out with some shit and be like, "Yep, this is who it was. This is who it was." There was like 3 different people.
So some of the funnier sides of things, there is a theory that Woody Harrelson's dad was part of the CIA team that did it.
I've heard this before.
Have you?
I have heard that. I've heard that too. Yeah.
All right, another wild one that
Mafia shit, man.
Yeah, another wild one that that I take pretty much no credence in is that John fucking Denver
No way.
is the one that did it.
What?
Yeah.
Does the dude even know how to shoot a gun?
Yeah, dude, the guy was in the Marine Corps.
Okay.
Yeah, he was actually
didn't know that.
Yeah, he was actually a really good marksman.
How old was John Denver when that?
Fuck, I think
20s?
early 20s. So
What would John Denver have to do with that?
there was part of the conspiracy. Part of that is that he's an MK Ultra agent.
Oh my god.
And
Of
then
course, K Ultra.
Man, it all always comes back to
Okay.
Flat
to
circle.
that. Yeah, it's a
I've
flat
got
circle.
one to ask about. Are you familiar with Umbrella Man?
Oh, yeah.
Are you?
On the
yeah, I
footage.
know you're
On
talking
the
about.
footage.
Same thing with him and the babushka lady.
Babushka lady.
Yeah.
That's who we're gonna bring up too.
Yeah.
But
So
go ahead,
yeah,
Jared,
so
if you know the story.
let's get into that Umbrella Man real fast. So
Yes.
so what? It was a sunny day, right?
Yeah, it was
This is in
bright sunny day in Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas.
Why do you have an umbrella?
November 22nd, right? So
Yeah,
that's
November
like-
22nd, 1963.
There he is, Jared.
There's better pictures of that.
I've seen, yeah, I've
think-
seen
He went-
some
he-
theories that said that he was a part of it.
There he
They
is.
they even made like drawings and sketchings of like almost like a barrel. Like coming from the bottom of the umbrella,
Yeah.
like in a spot where he might have been one of the shooters.
Part
Yeah,
of it
he
also is that they tried to get a hold of everybody they could from the film to get testimony. That was one person that they never were able to get a hold of.
And the babushka.
That's
And
scary.
the babushka
Wait,
lady.
wait a minute. You said they couldn't get a hold of him because
Yeah.
he did show up for a trial. He brought the umbrella and showed them.
That, yeah, at some point, like way later on.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
like right immediately after.
So-
But I think from the PBS documentary that you showed me today, they were saying that his was believed to be like a political hit, as in the umbrella was supposed to mean something from not like not Rome, but like a European ruler or something used to carry around an umbrella. Like he
Okay.
was like a ruler and he had an umbrella and he was trying
Here's
to
a
make
connection for you. They
You
said it
from-
was Oswald, and I'm seeing an umbrella with a barrel sticking out of it. How about that's Oswald Cobblepot from fucking Batman, dude? That's what I think this is. I think all along.
Jared just
Brought
saw
that
Mafia.
shit
He
back.
runs the mafia in fucking Gotham.
Have you-
Exactly. Oh my gosh. It all unravels. That's what I'm saying. It's a rabbit hole.
Did you ever
There it
hear
is.
about what I'm saying though? Because that kind of sounds
I
crazy.
hear
I
you.
don't know how to explain.
No,
Because the umbrella was supposed to be like
Yeah.
a symbolic.
Okay.
A political message.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was like he was trying to say like, these are my beliefs. Fuck you, JFK.
Yeah,
but
that
it
makes
wasn't a gun. I think
Okay.
that got proved.
So another theory is that it was used for windage. So
Or it was a symbol for the shooter.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
He
the
He would open it
symbolism.
up and be like, all right, he's coming around.
It's the best
bend."
time.
well,
yeah.
Not only that, it gives you
Test the wind.
Yeah, it gives you something to look at to be able to see where the wind is blowing. So you
Because you're
you
looking
fucking-
so
fucking
far
understand.
away, you got to see where as a sniper, you got to see what the wind
And it
is
said that
1,000 yards
the umbrella
away.
Yeah.
wasn't even open until the time that, like, right whenever he
Yeah, he's
passed.
about to roll.
That
so it
means
was like,
something.
when did he
Yeah.
open that motherfucker?
No rain.
I have a question. Why Oswald as the patsy?
Oh, dude,
Oh,
that's
and-
easy. That's
Wasn't-
easy.
Didn't he have a history of like
Yeah.
We had a Russian wife.
communism?
Yeah. So
And didn't he try to kill himself in Russia? And then he came over here.
it's kind of a ploy to be able to come back over. All right,
Wow.
so if we kind of
much
start
shit.
from the start, so this dude is just a fucking dickhead.
No one likes him.
Fuck
like-
him, man.
Like whether he did it or not, the dude is just a fucking dickhead. All right, so he was in Marine Corps.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people tried to discredit like how good of a shooter he was, but honestly, dude really wasn't that bad. So gets stationed to Japan. decides that he wants to start reading fucking Marx and Nietzsche and
Communist stuff.
Yeah, wants
Okay.
to. Well, the funny part is
Marxist
that Marx is
stuff.
actually
Yeah.
anti-communist.
Yeah.
But so he starts reading all this stuff, referring to all of his fellow military members as comrade, to just being a real fucking tool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
real tool.
So gets back, decides he wants to defect to Russia. Even though he was in the military served him well. He decides that he wants to be a communist. So he goes over to Russia, finds out real fucking quick exactly what communism's all
Yeah.
about, where you work in a fucking TV factory and once every 7 years you can apply to get a loaf of fucking bread and all that fucked up shit.
Not good.
Yeah. So gets a wife, kind of like tries to come back a bunch of times. The U.S. is like, yeah, you're good over there. Like, don't even worry about it. Russia's government's still trying to hold him. Kind of fakes a suicide attempt.
Yeah.
And finally, they're like, all right, get this dude,
Get this guy
the fuck out of here. Yeah.
Well, because I think you were mentioning this, but Russia was worried because they were gonna try to use this guy as like a
war.
yeah.
starting.
They were gonna try to use him because they knew he
Wow.
was already losing it and he was
Yeah.
a fucking tool, like you said. And then he did this kind of suicide thing, and they're like, "All right, get this guy out of here." Like
he
fuck
wasn't,
that.
yeah, he wasn't stable
Can't
enough.
be.
to-
Yeah. Can't be
Mike-
trusted.
No.
My question: did they find a journal? They were believed to find a journal when like everything was solved, like wherever he was living, Oswald at the time.
Him and his wife had an apartment. I know there was some sort of journal, but I've never really looked into it too much.
Because there's a story about who they let into the apartment and why those people were allowed in there, and then if that journal was there, it got took by somebody, and now people don't know about it.
yeah,
A
I've
fucking
never,
journal.
It was a journal by the fucking guy we're talking about.
Yeah,
the-
Lee
Oswald.
Yeah, Oswald.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just basically
And
a personal
It
journal.
would have. I mean, I don't know what it had in it, but it was.
I don't know either. All right, so dude comes back to the States, gets involved with this group called Fair Play for Cubans. It's like a Cuban support. So there's
Like a Red Cross or something.
not so much like a Red Cross, but more like a political support.
Yeah, I got you.
okay.
So,
Within the United States.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So there's actually two different sides of it. Also here in the States, we had Fair Play for Cubans, and then I can't remember what the other one's called. One was pro-Castro, one was anti-Castro.
Gotcha.
CIA started both of them.
Of course they did, because they're trying to cause
Facts.
bullshit.
Yeah. For factually,
Money.
the
Yeah.
CIA started both sides,
God.
which is kind of fucked up, but it fits the narrative. So there was a assassination attempt on this other political figure in Texas also, and that is another thing they're trying to blame on Lee Harvey Oswald. Well, this is another thing we'll never know.
Yeah. That
Oh,
he
you're
did
talking-
it. He did a different one?
Yeah, there.
It was before Kennedy. It's the commander. I can't.
It was a commander of an army, like an army
Okay.
general.
Yeah,
and he failed.
Yeah, he was an ex-army general running for some sort of political office. I can't remember exactly what.
Gotcha.
But they tried to assassinate him at his home. Dude missed.
Yeah.
But you don't think it was...
I don't think either of them were him.
Okay. What? Let's go like past Roswell. What's another one that like does make sense that doesn't have him involved? I mean, I know he's involved because he was there, but like
Talking about like Jack Ruby or something.
or yeah,
All right,
basically where they used
so-
him as the scapegoat, but in reality,
All right. So, I think Lee Harvey Oswald had the means to be the perfect scapegoat.
right?
Yeah.
Dude
He fit the.
had
he fit the fucking
defected,
list.
came back.
Boom.
Obviously wasn't completely mentally stable. Still had a Russian wife here. Still ardently talked about communism and praised
Right.
it. Passed out pamphlets to his neighbors, which
Not good.
no.
Not here in
Know about that.
America.
That's wild.
Had a job that was close to the path that they were going to be driving through. There was just so many things that
Yeah.
even if even if he was actually planning on doing it, the Secret Service would have had to have had this dude flagged.
Yeah.
Like they
On
CIA, FBI, Secret Service all had files on the guy. So somebody would have had this dude flagged. At least I sure as fuck hope so.
Just makes sense.
Yeah,
Common sense.
Yeah. So if Oswald didn't do it, then obviously we're looking at the CIA. So CIA had the most stake in the game at that time.
Yeah.
Most of game.
Yeah, the most of the game. So Alan Dulles, the then director of the CIA, been in there for a while, good old boy. He got the boot. Kennedy fired his ass.
Okay.
So they put this other dude in office with one of Dulles's head honchos right behind him, dude named Ed Helms.
That name that sounds really familiar.
Sounds like an actor.
It does.
This
isn't
guy
it?
is
Wait,
like-
is there an Ed Helms?
No.
We're thinking
Yeah,
about-
he's in Hangover.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So this
Okay, same
this
name.
Ed Helms is like
Completely different.
dude, he did
Yeah,
some
for
shit.
sure.
Yeah,
He
okay.
did some shit. But so you got the CIA doing that. We got JFK who refused to back up anybody in the Bay of Pigs. So for people that don't know, Bay of Pigs was the CIA set up like this little Cuban militia to fight against Castro, and told them, hey, you guys start some shit and we'll bring air support. If we see that's getting bad, it'll give us justification.
We'll
Bring
help
air
out.
support and go. Kennedy refused. So everybody, the CIA looked like fucking idiots.
Yeah.
So it got out that the CIA tried to start this shit. Kennedy never sent anybody to go help, because if he would have sent somebody to help, we don't Cuba right now.
Yeah.
Like, plain as day, we'd have Cuba. So all the mobsters want Cuba because they have a bunch of money staked in.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of casinos down there that they own, just like in Vegas. CIA wants Cuba because they don't want communism knocking out our back door.
Right.
They don't want Russia to have a place to store weapons
Right
this
next to
close.
us,
Yeah.
90 miles away from Florida.
Yep. So, to me, it always points more towards that CIA with some. They had mafia informants, and they'd fucked with mafia a little bit previously through some MK Ultra stuff also. So it makes sense to me the most that those two, a combination of the two. So CIA took care of the hit. Mafia cleaned it up.
Yeah.
So, and then
Oh yeah, because Jack Ruby had mafia ties.
yeah,
right?
Jack Ruby was a small
So explain
mafia man.
exactly what Jack Ruby is, because I'm not completely.
All right, so Jack Ruby was like a small time mafia guy.
Well, let's
who
just
owned a
explain
club.
again real quick. Jack Ruby was the person that killed Oswald.
Yeah.
And this was
okay.
a day after. And here's one interesting thing about Jack Ruby is he was allowed in, because Oswald was being transferred from like a city court to like a local court.
There's the shot.
And this Jack
Pulling up
Ruby
big
guy.
for me, Vince. Oh, there we go. Right on.
Jack Ruby isn't even a cop or like a local official or anything. He's
But-
not really supposed to be
But
there.
he knew all of them.
But he owned a strip
Yeah.
club
Yeah.
that all the police officers locally would go to. So
Okay.
he was kind of like part of the police
Inner circle.
Yeah, he was
cool
in
with
the circle
everybody.
and he was allowed in there.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
I'll let him explain, but there's really weird thing because he says he doesn't remember any of it. So you go ahead.
Jack
All
Ruby.
right, so Jack Ruby, somebody lets Jack Ruby in the back door with a bunch of reporters and stuff, even though he has no business being there.
He was he said he was eating food and getting drinks and then everything, and he just walked up and
Yep, walks out, pulls out a pistol, shoots Lee Harvey Oswald, and kills him right there. They arrest Jack
Oh.
Ruby.
For what? What was his motive?
They never.
Never even released
No,
one.
not really.
on-
He said.
on that documentary there was voice tapes of him saying, I was emotionally distressed for 3 days. It really upset me. JFK meant a lot to me, blah blah blah. Like it was some weird
Something
shit.
like-
it was
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
like it was,
I love that
My
president.
question is, what would you guys think? Like, What first comes to mind if he just shoots him point blank like that, man? Like,
Someone
you think it's
paid him
something
to
about
do
covering
it.
something up?
Yeah.
Or you...
Someone made him do it.
There's certain
Goes
so if
back
it's
to
just
that domino effect I brought
Yeah.
up in the beginning. Everybody that has a tie is gonna die.
if it was just some regular Joe Schmo off the street nobody knows about,
Yeah.
then you'd be like, all right, this dude was just
Crazy.
so anguished over the loss of the president. Jack Ruby, dude with mafia ties, dude with some MK Ultra ties,
Right.
walks up, shoots the president, says he doesn't remember doing it at first. So they finally, after several CIA visits and them trying to figure out what's going on, he finally says, hey, now I remember I was just in so much anguish over the loss of the president. I've been upset, hadn't slept in 3 days.
Yeah.
Yada. So I did it. So
That
later
means
on,
nothing.
the weirdest part is Jack Ruby never really got to be he never got his day in court really either, because later on, after a visit from George Hunter White, which is like
Yes.
notorious MK Ultra guy.
He's
like,
notoriously known for like manipulatively. You said it. Creative.
not so much the creative trauma part, but George Hunter White was also known as Morgan Hall. He is the guy that, if you've ever heard of MK Ultra, he's a dude that was drugging people at brothels.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So Operation Midnight Climax.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
headed that up.
Oh my gosh,
And- yeah.
what a name!
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I was not ready for that.
Yeah.
Sounds like
I
a
wanted
movie.
to ask. So the whole MK Ultra, that was all going on
Yeah, that was.
before, after, or during.
Oh, they were balls deep in it during during the assassination. So it really started in 45, 46, but the 50s is where it really ramped up, and it didn't stop until 1973.
Damn.
they're really testing the waters here.
Yeah, this is
they're
when
getting into some-
the late 50s and early 60s are where it really ramped up, where shit starts getting
This
real.
guy visited Jack Ruby
yeah,
in his hotel or something, right?
no, he actually visited him in a prison cell.
And then what happened?
So he visits.
He went fucking insane.
Yeah.
Went fucking literally insane.
Yeah, so he
Perfect.
visits Jack Ruby in prison cell,
Fucking-
and Jack Ruby
It's some movie
goes,
shit.
dude, the guy goes nuts, starts complaining about seeing burning Jews in front of him.
He said he can smell them.
That's some scarecrow shit.
Smell
Just pour some
All
on
this
here.
other stuff. It really sounds like somebody's having a bad fucking trip.
Bad trip.
if you
Yeah,
think
that's what he
about it.
said.
Yeah.
Dosed him with like.
Is there a movie with Bryan Cranston as JFK? I believe.
The Walter White
Vince,
guy,
will you-
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Vince, will you pull that up for me real fast?
I
it's
think you're
on,
right, but I've never watched it, so I'm not sure.
I know Oliver Stone did the original like JFK movie with Kevin Costner, 91, but
That was Oliver
I don't
Stone
even
that did
remember
that?
Most of the stuff.
Kevin Costner.
91.
So a lot of this is covered from
I'm about to go watch
like
this.
the
Straight up, me
investigation.
too.
Yeah, a lot of this is covered from the investigation side.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jim Garrison was a big part of
Gary Oldman, Lee
trying
Harvey.
to figure
Right.
everything out. So another weird part about
Kevin
this
Bacon.
is
Tom and Lee Jones.
that so JFK fires Alan Dulles, who was head of the CIA.
Okay.
If you look at some of the people that are on the Warren Commission, the commission that was tasked with finding out the truth, Alan Dulles is on it.
Oh, great.
Oh shit!
Why
So-
would he be on it?
Yeah, this
Yeah,
dude
he
that
fucking- that got fired by JFK.
and not only that, he got fired by JFK. He notoriously hated John and his brother.
Yeah,
So and somehow made it on the
because his JFK got his brother. I forget his name.
Robert.
Yeah, Robert.
Yeah, he was the attorney general.
Yeah, he got him appointed to that
Yeah.
position, and that Dahl guy did not like that.
Yeah, Dulles. So then that's just another reason why the mafia hated him too, because
A little bit of nepotism.
Robert Kennedy was going after him hard. He was going after Jimmy
political
Hoffa.
boxing match, bro.
Bro,
Just
Jimmy
sending
Hoffa.
Yeah, he was
shots.
going after Jimmy Hoffa.
Fucking love that man.
Whatever happened to that guy?
Irishman.
Yeah, whatever happened to him.
Whatever happened to Jimmy Hoffa?
Yeah, if you believe the Irishman, it was Frank the Irish.
Yeah.
Which apparently there was an actual like deathbed confession when it came to that, but I don't know about that. His kid, Frank the Irish, his kids are convinced that that he's the one who did Hoffa. And
Really?
Well, then I believe them.
yeah, the old man's kids. But I mean, I wish. So Hoffa's another like big mystery.
Yeah.
I wish that everything with JFK was as neat and tidy as it is with Hoffa, but it is such a clusterfuck when it comes to everything.
Dude, you know your facts. I just gotta point it out.
Straight
man.
up, dude.
We're like, I'm not even gonna point out what time we're at now, but dude, you've just
Hour
I have no
hour
clue.
and 10 minutes. You've been going ham.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I love the
Yes.
JFK conspiracy myself, and you know your facts, and I think that's awesome. Man.
These are all just things that I've always been interested in, so it just comes natural.
good at explaining it too, because I'm not good with big words and like a lot of I'm the history side.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you did the
yeah.
history, like the Bay of Pigs, all of that stuff.
Bringing it all
I'm
together.
Not that good and fond of that, but you do a good job at.
I feel like
Doing
I've
that.
been a little all over the place.
Hey,
we all
we've
have
all brought it
there's
back
too
together.
much shit.
Everything's connected.
Yeah.
Too
Everything.
much shit to talk about.
So yeah, it's just such a broad topic to try to condense down. It's hard without having everything lined up and doing it in chronological order. It's
Right.
fucking is so
Yeah, you're
hard.
like, oh
to get
yeah, I
all
remember this. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Because
Like, fuck.
even if you have everything in chronological order, if you look at this, there's like certain bits and pieces that jump back and forth because there's different characters that pop in and out of this that
Like, what are you doing
I
here?
have a
Yeah.
thing. Can we talk about the speech where he calls out the military-industrial complex and
Oh.
secret societies?
Let's hear that.
what is it? JFK.
I've
does?
never heard of that.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
very good.
Break it down.
So he's calling them out for what? What is he
This
calling
is
them
right
out for?
before he died too.
it's slightly before
Saying
the,
they're secret societies.
Are you talking about the peace speech?
Okay, if any president comes out with any type of speech like secret societies, there's stuff going on you don't know about, he's gonna die. You're gonna die.
Second president in a row to address something with the military-industrial complex in a speech. Also, Eisenhower did it at the end of his parting speech.
And
The old Eisenhower.
If I'm not mistaken, let me get this right.
Made the highways.
Hoover takes over.
Hoover is head of
Who
the
took
of the
over
FBI. You're talking about
When JFK died, who took
Lyndon
over?
Johnson.
Okay, that's who I
Yeah,
was
who
trying to
was
think of.
fucking fuckboy for the military industrial
Yeah, my bad.
complex.
I was trying to remember. I couldn't remember who it was.
So I have a question.
Go ahead, Jay.
Do you believe that it's possible that Tony Soprano's dad, his Guma, was with fucking JFK?
Bro, I've heard crazier shit.
So, like the real Tony Soprano.
No, I'm just playing because in the story, that's whenever Vince, you remember when the old lady's singing to Tony and she's like singing the oh, Mr. President.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about, Vince?
Yeah. I remember the Tony.
I need to watch that show.
Dude, it's good.
I
You
gotta
would like
watch
it.
it.
I'm gonna
Honestly,
play this clip from Rogan where they're playing the JFK Secret Society speech where he's calling them out.
It was like the convention part where they're giving a speech.
You need a Pepsi or anything?
No, dude, I'm good.
All right, man.
And that guy swears that he didn't kill him, and
Blow it up for me, Vinny.
but listen, but play
let me
that Kennedy speech.
It's actually like a 20-minute speech. This is
Oh.
just, I think this is the main highlight.
Young Jamie.
Jamie.
Yeah, let me
The very word secrecy
This
is
is it.
repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, There is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control. And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, civilian or military, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes,
You play no bullshit.
or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know. For we are opposed
She gives
around
me
the world
goosebumps.
by a monolithic
Hey, Tom Kenny.
and ruthless conspiracy that relies
Tony
primarily on
Hinchcliffe.
covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit,
Do you break down these
highly
words?
efficient machine
It's hitting, man.
that combines military,
He warned
Bars.
us. He warned us.
intelligence, economic, scientific,
Yeah, he did.
and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed. No president should fear public scrutiny of his program, for from that scrutiny comes understanding, and from that understanding comes support or opposition, and both are necessary.
That's good.
I am not asking...
So keep this in mind that this is right before he fires Alan Dulles,
Okay.
the director of the
So
CIA.
do you think this was kind of like directed
Like a
towards
shot
him?
at him and then like, all
100
right.
Like I said earlier, the political boxing
Yeah.
match that was going on.
So
Bars.
Not only that, the
JFK, man, he warned us.
dude, all of that fits right in with what the CIA was doing at the time. This is the middle of MK Ultra. So right before this, 1961, we have Operation Seabreeze, which is
man. He knows every fucking
Right.
thing, man.
which is where they have this boat off the coast of California, like right by San Fran.
Okay.
And they blow this.
Shout out.
This,
That's where I'm
yeah, shout out to the Yay area.
J-Rock, baby.
So they blow this.
He knows right there. You know Mac Dre and all them, don't you? You
I go
know-
stupid. I go dumb diddy dum dum.
Stupid.
Yeah, Messy Marv, Mac Dre. I
Oh,
fuck with
shit.
the Bay.
Then I'm
Yeah.
coming back. I'm
Keek.
coming back this
Yeah.
year, bro. And we're gonna we all need to hang out and
Link
we need to
up.
bump
Hell yeah,
that
dude, we'll
shit.
pop
We need
out
to
for
show all them all
Yeah.
that
I just
shit. Do some
realized-
side shows right outside.
You got Alaska grown on your
Oh, sure, bro. Straight from Alaska.
So,
Hey, bro, we were talking about Mac Dre, bro. That's serious. Like, and he's got elastic, bro. That is serious. That's what's up, though.
yeah,
You know that shit.
fuck with the West
how old
Coast
are you?
hard.
Do you mind?
32.
32.
Yeah,
Okay.
so Mac Dre
you got to see it.
was hitting in his prime when I was
Dude,
younger.
hell yeah.
That's dope.
So you got fuck
Yeah,
the Thiz
I've
movement.
done the thizzle dance a few times, man.
The face with the piss.
Yeah.
This guy's been fucking around.
Bro,
He's been
that's
to
what's up,
Hawaii.
man. That's cool to hear.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
That is what's up.
What were we talking? Sea Breeze? Operation
Oh,
Sea Breeze.
yeah, right. So back to
I forgot.
back
Yeah,
to
me
that.
too.
Good job, Vince.
Rufus and Benny.
Yeah.
So Operation Seabreeze, they had this boat off the coast of San Fran, and they sprayed this this dyed, essentially, a biological weapon
To
it's-
kill sea life or like to kill us or what?
So it's like a mild scaling of like sarin gas, like a mild biological weapon. So it's not super strong or anything.
Okay.
So but what they're using is dyed red. so they can see exactly how far it gets inland when they spray it off with this boat and let the tide or the winds carry it.
Right.
So,
Some complicated shit, man.
oh, dude, so
Jesus.
they're just trying to see how much of San Francisco they can hit. They spray San Francisco, get it all the way to Oakland, parts of Vallejo, parts of Richmond, parts of Stockton, and they end up being
shit.
oh, this is like all around, just even a little bit farther past the bay, and it ends up killing like 7 people.
My God.
Yeah, doesn't come to light until later on in the 70s when they did recover some MK Ultra paperwork. They recovered, I think it's like 60 something pages of like little sub projects. That's all they got. And the sub projects that they uncovered is what gave us a lot of this information. So this shit's like all fucked up.
And this is multiple years after, right?
Oh, this is like so it stopped in 73. And 77 or 78 is when they got all the actual paperwork.
Okay. 5 years.
So, and that's just, it was 60-something pages. It doesn't even fucking scratch the surface. And
Little intro.
Black Ops.
I like the Warren
It's
Commission you're bringing up. You know, we've talked so much, not to interrupt, but we talked so much about the narrative that the Warren Commission and, you know, the CIA or whoever pushed, right? But they came out with a 62-volume fucking, like, I don't know what to call it.
the binder of the commission
Basically
findings.
a 62-book bullshit fucking story of what happened in the JFK assassination.
Yeah.
And, you know, they like to say now, after all these years, like, I've heard people say, well, they only said that type of stuff because that's what the people needed to hear at the time. And it's like, bullshit, you fucking straight up lied to the people.
Right.
And it's like the Warren Commission, you know, you brought up all this political battle with it and stuff. It's like they fucking absolutely lied and bullshitted us with this 62 fucking book bullshit.
And was there, if I'm not, maybe I'm thinking of something else, but wasn't a lot of that stuff like blacked out, or maybe I'm thinking of
there was
something.
quite a bit of it that was redacted.
Oh, yeah.
So another fucked up part about it is that a lot of people use the excuse that they were trying to keep us out of World War III. I don't know how much actually
I've heard
believe
that.
Yeah, because if it got blamed on Russia, or if it got blamed on Cuba, instantly there would have been a war.
Yeah.
So in order to try to scale that back and kind of curb that from happening is why a lot of people say that automatically it goes on Lee Harvey.
Yeah.
And that what I think. So, the fact that they got him as the person to blame. What kind of connections? I think you mentioned it earlier, but what kind of connections did they have with him? Like, I mean, he came to America, but was he in the military? Like, why did they?
He was in the Marines and then ended up getting stationed overseas. Came back, decided to defect.
How is he on their radar? I guess the CIA's radar.
Honestly, he should have been pretty high. Anybody?
Well, like, he was
anybody
saying
in
Yeah,
that-
I guess coming back, defecting
dude,
back. Yeah,
anybody
yeah,
in
that
that
makes
like,
sense.
day and
like
age.
you
he's
said,
on a
this guy's
list,
an
yeah.
asshole.
Yeah, anybody in that day and age that says, "Hey, I'm gonna go to Russia," or
Yeah.
even talks about Russia in public.
Yeah,
We're gonna watch
it's like
Yeah.
one of us today saying I want to go to Iraq and live there.
Literally raising a red flag.
Yeah, it'd be like Googling a whole bunch of shit that you really know you're not supposed to. And you're instantly put on that watch list.
I got a far limb for you here on this one. You said you seem to know your facts and you like baseball.
Somewhat.
You like baseball.
Joe DiMaggio.
Well, no, you brought up the Joe DiMaggio thing,
Yeah.
but JFK.
Exactly what he's doing.
I don't know too much about it, so I'm kind of just trying to bring up a broad topic. But he was believed to have ties in with the Major League Baseball league at the time, and like not like that he set up games, but like part of the militia and his dad and baseball
Money.
was tied in. Like he, like.
So
I don't think he set up
DiMaggio
games,
himself,
but he was like involved with it.
DiMaggio himself had some ties here and there
Yeah.
too. So it's a theory that's been kicked around. I don't find much credence in it. But
Like I said, I don't know much too about it,
Yeah.
and I knew it was a far limb, but
Yeah.
I knew he had something to do with
crazier
it.
shit out there though.
Because I hear like Bill Burr, has been on a rant before on one of his podcasts where he talks about, like, you know, fucking JFK fucking paying off these teams back in the day. People don't even fucking, like, you know, just going on one of his rants, talking about how, like, he was tied in with half of the fucking teams.
See, I wouldn't put it that far, but because I do, from his actions in White House, I do believe that he had a really strong moral fabric.
Oh, yeah.
Like
the
guy had a vision for America. And honestly, I think the world would be a completely different place if that assassination doesn't happen. We're living in a
I think
completely
everyone
different
agrees
world
about
right now.
that.
Dude, I brought up in past fucking podcasts, you guys have heard me say, when's the next assassination gonna happen?
Yeah,
Like,
you
why
have
haven't
said
we
that.
seen another assassination?
This reminds me of
Technology.
the movie
Yeah.
Shooter with Marky Mark.
True.
You're right.
It just
Right.
reminds me
Hey,
of that.
that's an old one.
Yeah,
That's a good
I
one.
love that
It's a
movie.
good one.
He's all rich.
Yeah, technology is why there's too many people with camera phones.
I know,
running
but man,
around
it's
and-
like if anybody would to fucking do assassination,
Think of
Donald Trump and Joe Biden would have been the perfect people to fucking kill right now. Like,
think of
They
how
probably-
different the world would be if Abraham Lincoln didn't get assassinated and then JFK didn't get assassinated. Like, there's two different, like, even. Like,
And
it
I
wasn't
also heard
JFK
a lot of
helping.
connections
Was it? Yes.
between those.
Oh yeah, that's
There
right. There is a
is.
big.
Ooh,
there's-
bro, I
I'll have
gotta
to look
hear
it up.
those.
I'll have to look it up.
I gotta hear those.
But
Joel knows.
they were both-
Joel knows.
Yeah,
Wasn't
Joel
JFK a
remember-
big?
I can't remember them exactly, but it's
Fuck.
all sorts of.
There is. It's like a
parallels.
list. There's a.
That's so weird.
Wasn't JFK a big staple in like race
Yeah, civil
rights?
rights
Right,
movement.
Civil rights, yeah.
For sure.
So JFK's assassination actually helped spur that on further. But so a lot of people ask if JFK wouldn't have died, would we have gotten civil rights movement happening that quick?
Yeah.
To me, I think it would happen before because we never would have gone into Vietnam. So we don't have an angry ass fucking country
Yep.
that hates the fact that we're in this fucking war, focusing on that instead of focusing on racial equality.
Yeah.
Dude, it doesn't even stop there. Like there's so many things
There you go. There's a list.
Look at all
Read
that
some of
now.
those out for me. Let's see. Lincoln and Kennedy each have 7 letters.
That's coincidence, but
Right. That's like
Yeah.
what? Both
Right.
lost a son while living in the White House. What's wrong with
Both
the White
elected to
House?
Congress in 46 and later president in 60.
yeah, some of this shit.
Booth ran Ford's Theater and was caught in a warehouse. Oswald ran from a Daily Plaza warehouse and was caught in a theater.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
That's like some just like a crossword
Well,
puzzle.
Lincoln had a secretary named
They
Kennedy who told
also-
him not to go to Ford's Theater. Kennedy had a secretary named Evelyn Lincoln, whose husband's herald nickname was Abe, and she warned him not to go to Dallas.
Are people capping on that?
But then I also heard that so he was inside of a
I didn't know
Ford
John Wilkes Booth
vehicle.
was assassinated before he could be put on trial.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, his ass got killed.
Right on.
But there's no question he did that.
Yeah,
He-
yeah, I
he
knew
did
that.
Right,
I
yeah.
just didn't know he got. I didn't know he got killed.
So there's a bunch of other kind of like funky shit around that, but so like it said that that lady warned him not to go to Dallas. Everybody warned him not to go to Dallas.
Right.
There had already been 2 suspected assassination attempts before Dallas.
You know the governor McConnell or
Yeah.
O'Connell or whatever.
Yeah.
The woman that was sitting right next to him.
That's his wife. Yeah.
His wife. You know the very last words spoken out of her mouth to JFK on the ride. This is public. Like, she came out in an interview right after the assassination and said this. She said,
Said, "You're gonna get assassinated?"
She said, "I'm quoting this, and I watched this today." She said, "My very last words to him was." She turns around, and you could see this in the video. She turns around and she says, "You can't say that Dallas doesn't love you,
Oh, yeah.
JFK."
Holy
and
shit.
then not even 10 seconds later, he gets his fucking head blown off.
That was the headline in the newspaper that morning. Also,
She said, "You can't say Dallas doesn't love you," and then the motherfucker dies.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Fucking
That was
that
the,
not wild?
the headline in the newspaper in Dallas
She's in
that
it.
morning. Was
She's in
something
on
about Dallas loving
She did that on
JFK.
purpose. She said, "Guess what? Goodbye."
boom.
So there had been one assassination attempt in Chicago before all that, where a lady that rented an apartment to a bunch of Cuban dudes ended up reporting it, saying that she had some shady characters.
Some weird ass shit.
Yeah. So they catch 2 of them. 1 of them gets away. That plot's all thwarted. So Kennedy cancels Chicago. So there's another attempt, a supposed attempt in Tampa, where same thing. They report some Cuban dudes, and the apartment is rented by a guy named Lee.
Hey, Lee.
Yeah. So there's a
weird.
lot of weird connections there, but there's nothing to show that Lee Harvey Oswald was ever in Tampa. So
Right.
that's another
Yeah.
thing where they think that it's trying to set them up.
I gotcha. I mean,
Crazy,
that only
man.
makes
That's
sense.
crazy.
Right.
Yeah, that
So
makes
many
sense.
fingers pointing toward him. It's like, yep, that's
So
the
think
guy.
about this. This is 1963. And
It's like
obviously-
the year my dad was born, I think.
my dad was born in 62.
I think my dad was.
Yeah, I
in
think my
62.
dad was 60 or 65.
So this is 1963. Everything that happens after this, MK Ultra continues. We go to Vietnam. A whole counterculture is born.
Yep.
So some of the greatest music that we fucking know of to
Yes.
this day.
Jimmy,
fucking on acid. Creedence, CCR,
Beatles.
Creedence Clearwater.
I mean, the Beatles.
That's all. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Creedence. That's all Vietnam music.
well, wait, was the Beatles before the 60s?
No,
Is
the
this
Beatles
the-
were hitting their strides right in the mid 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but the Beatles weren't on acid
No.
until like 1968.
You brought up a good point, man. The music
Is this
did,
right
like,
before
change.
Pink Floyd, or is this
Like a-
during Pink Floyd?
Pink Floyd
It was
happens
80s.
right after.
Yeah, Pink
Yeah.
Floyd's.
Yeah,
Floydies?
Pink
So
Floyd.
they were talking about the
Pink
wall.
Floydies.
Was
being-
that 70s?
Early
being broken down.
70s. Yeah. So all these ripples that have fell across
I think
culture
hey, I
as we
think
know
the
it,
toilet's
All stem
Yeah, you
from
can
that.
use it.
all
just-
stem
it's
from
pretty-
all of this.
I gotta
JFK.
fix it.
So JFK doesn't get assassinated. Let's play that for a minute.
Hypothetical.
Hypothetically, JFK doesn't get assassinated. CIA is disbanded instantly. We don't go. So MK Ultra's over, right that minute.
Yeah.
We don't go to Vietnam. So nobody grows up in the '60s
no
mad
draft.
and trying to
Yeah.
to
Anti-government.
rebel. No
Yeah.
draft. Muhammad Ali is never drafted
Oh,
into the
yeah.
army.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't get the same
Damn.
drive that he had.
That's crazy.
We
That's true. Yeah.
yeah we
The music, like you said.
yeah MLK is most likely accepted a little bit further because everybody's focused on progress instead of just being fucking mad all the time.
Yeah.
So maybe we get civil rights earlier. We never have the music from the 60s because, well, I mean, maybe we have the mamas and papas probably, but nothing
Yeah.
like none of like the rebel music from
Yeah.
the 60s
Which
that
is
kinda,
so good.
Yeah, that kind of set everything forward for today. So we don't have the hippie movement. Because we're not giving drugs to all these motherfuckers. Acid probably never makes it out of a fucking lab in Switzerland.
Yeah.
We're talking about what would have happened if JFK didn't get assassinated.
Yeah. So LSD never makes it out of Hoffmeyer's lab in Switzerland because the CIA is not ordering it by the fucking barrel.
Wait, you're saying JFK was the reason why we ordered
No.
all of that?
If JFK never gets assassinated,
Hypothetical.
hypothetically, then we never MK Ultra ends instantly.
No CIA.
No CIA anymore.
Music.
No, see,
Because
really?
he'd already fired Dulles and was looking at disbanding them in a whole. That's what that whole speech was about, honestly.
Okay.
The spending that's not accounted for, no accounting for their actions, being able to do whatever the fuck they want at any fucking time as long as they can say
Politically, we would
because
have
they thought
been.
On the right track.
on a completely different track. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think it would have set a different
No
pace.
Nixon,
It
no
would've-
Watergate, which is another
Pizzagate.
reason for people to distrust the government.
Yeah.
So MK Ultra, Watergate, two big things that everybody points towards our current reason for such a large distrust of the government. All these things that showed us that after World War II, that our government was lying to us on a fairly regular basis. So without those things, I feel like we have a completely different political atmosphere in general. I don't feel like Reagan ever gets elected because nobody feels like we need a strong change.
Yeah.
And I feel like everybody's a lot more trusting. And
Did the CIA, were they the ones that brought in crack into the...
that was okay. So that's another thing that never happens either. So the crack epidemic is spawned by the CIA.
Yeah.
The fun guerrilla warfare
Yeah.
down in South America.
Yep.
And
the Contras.
They spawned that shit specifically in locations that were poverty ridden and like
Oh yeah.
you know,
so
like,
Freeway Rick Ross. He's
Yeah,
the man that did all that. So,
Rose.
shit.
the actual gangster, not the pretend gangster.
The one that he got his name from.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm the boss."
I think Rogan's actually had him on Freeway Ricky
the
Ross.
real Rick
He had
Ross,
a full ass conversation with the man.
real Rose.
I would be scared.
Been to prison and everything.
I mean, he's changed now,
yeah.
but I'd still be scared. That dude knows so much.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just super informative. So in the 80s, we had the Iran Contra controversy where the CIA was trying to figure out ways to funnel money down South America to
Right.
fund these rebel governments. So if they just go put it in a offshore LLC, then everybody can trace it back still. So instead, they funnel money into cocaine, create crack, fucking market it, get their money back, and then are funneling it through a bunch of different drug runners and stuff. So it hid the money extremely well. And that never happens if Kennedy isn't assassinated because CIA doesn't
Do you
exist
know-
Doesn't
anymore.
exist. Yeah.
Do you know the history of Jackie after the assassination? Because didn't some shit happen to her, and then her death was even believed to be because of some of the shit tied in with JFK's assassination?
I mean, it's not anything that I've really looked forward.
Because she died
looked
multiple
into.
years later, but it was still believed that something had tied in
Well,
with it.
not only her, but Robert died. Robert was assassinated as
Oh,
well.
his brother was assassinated?
Bob-
And
Bobby
then-
Kennedy.
Yeah, Bobby Kennedy. Yeah.
But what
So
happened
crazy.
to him? I'm not aware
He
of
was
that.
still Attorney General. He was still pushing hard against the Teamsters and the mafia, trying to.
Yeah, because,
to,
I mean, it's in the family.
yeah, and he did incarcerate Jimmy Hoffa at one point. So he was still pushing hard against them, and he ended up getting assassinated.
But you don't know much about Jackie's story afterwards?
No.
Okay, that's fine. I was just
Yeah.
wondering.
No, it's nothing.
Because I didn't
really
know
looked-
anything about it either.
No,
so.
it's nothing I've really looked into all that much.
What's up, Jay?
I gotta say, man, I mean, everybody may have their idea of what they think happened, but I know the real story of what actually happened, and
What was it?
that's
Jared?
Magneto. Magneto had controlled the
yeah.
bullet, and he killed
He did it.
JFK.
No, he
What
said
the
he was
fuck?
trying to
Oh, they
save
say-
him. He said he was trying to save him because he was one of us. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. They,
But
they
wait, so
blamed
how
it. They
did it hit
blamed
him,
it on.
though?
They blamed it on him. He was trying to curve the bullet, and it still killed him. I think.
Oh, so they blamed it. That's why he was in the prison.
Tried.
Say what you will, Vince. I think Magneto did it, dude.
So there's one really good TV series that kind of involves it a little bit, but it goes with the whole Lee Harvey did it theory. But it has James Franco in it. It's called 11/22/63. It's on Hulu.
I've seen that one.
You've seen it?
Huh,
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Dude, it's a fucking trip.
What's it called
It
again?
is.
11/22/63.
Look that up, guys.
I remember thinking like, like, is Franco going to be able to
To carry
kind of do this? And then I watched it and I was
He's a
like,
good
man,
actor.
it is a
Yeah.
trip. I think
He
that's a
is
good
a
word
really
for it.
he is a good actor, no
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah, it was honestly it's pretty good. It's about a dude that finds out that one of this old man that he's associated with that owns this diner has like a time portal in his freezer or a closet pretty much.
Yeah.
That takes you back to I think it was like 61. It's either 61 or 60.
Yeah.
So
Time
you can-
portal, you said?
Yeah. So you can go back.
Time Portal?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you haven't watched this movie, you need to watch that
Yeah,
one.
it's
Wait, what's this one
Tell
called?
Vinny about
same,
it.
I think it's like 10 episodes
What is it?
long.
11 22.
263.
Oh, we're still talking about
Yeah,
that.
it's
On
Hulu
Netflix,
series.
right?
No,
You
it's
said?
on Hulu.
Hulu. I don't. That was a
Hulu,
while
okay.
ago when I
I'm
watched
watching
it. So
that.
I
Yeah, it
don't,
was a couple years ago.
I don't know if it's still on there.
It's a Hulu original, so I'm pretty
It
sure it
should
should
be.
be.
Have you?
Okay.
Damn it! What's that show?
By the way, have you guys seen Pam and Tommy yet? Have you
No.
guys been watching that shit?
No, I haven't seen that.
No,
I haven't.
watched it
I've
yet.
seen
That
about
shit-
I've seen the
it.
commercials,
that shit
but
is
I've seen
silly,
about
bro.
it.
I was gonna bring up. There was in the Zapruder film.
Yeah.
There was 2 people and 2 kids laying on the lawn.
Grassy knoll.
yeah.
The grassy knoll, but there's another fucking place that's on that street. There's another name like for
So the whole street and everything is called Daily Plaza.
yeah. Okay, so Daily Plaza. That's what
Yeah.
It's not Daily. It's
Dealey.
Like Dealey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So exactly. So Dealey Plaza is what I'm talking about. There's 2 people sitting there because I brought up earlier about this and we said it was the other one and
Oh, the grassy knoll.
Yeah.
So the grassy knoll is just like a
the grassy
like a
knoll is
hill
where
section.
the believed shooter,
Yeah.
another believed shooter might have been.
Not only that, there was a bridge.
But this, yeah, so Vinny's got it pulled up. So these are the people that are laying there. They're about 10, 15 feet away from JFK's limousine about the time they got shot.
After this is done, I'll hit you guys with another theory, but one that I really never paid that much attention to.
I only really brought this up because when it comes to the bullet theory, like how many bullets was shot, these people were the closest.
Yeah, they would have been able to tell.
These were the closest people around when it comes to the bullets first being
there was
fired,
a dude
and
down
they
there.
heard more than 3 bullets.
Yeah, there's a dude down there that
But
was
the
a
biggest
World
thing
War II
about
vet.
it is they were never interviewed by news medias. They were never interviewed, and it's like, why weren't those people the first ones to be interviewed? They're the closest
truth.
to the crime.
It's not only that, but the
It's because that narrative.
So
that we
there's a
talked
couple
about.
secretaries also that work in the book
Here's the
book
bullets
depository that so they're on the second floor. Lee Harvey Oswald's on the sixth floor.
There's a bullet that actually went through a.
Yeah, that's the one they
bone.
tested that would actually went through a bone. That's what
That-
a bullet should look
yeah,
like.
that was simulated from going through a
And
wrist.
you know that
a
'cause, like,
wrist alone.
you said
Yeah.
you've shot.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been hunting,
Yeah,
right?
that's simulated from going through just only a wrist, not a head and then a wrist. Yeah.
I've personally seen a bullet shot from a deer. Like my dad and uncle shot it,
Yeah.
and then seen the bullet.
It's
And
pretty
it's
mushroomed.
like there's no way.
It's going through fuck ton of people.
It said 1 bullet, 7 wounds was the original narrative.
Right.
How the
There's
fuck is that?
There's
These are free. Oh, this
a
is
video on YouTube, and it's called the single bullet, or what's it called?
Single-
the
Magic, yeah,
yeah.
the magic bullet or single bullet theory.
This
Yeah,
is,
it said the single bullet. And,
This is
and
when the film
they
was
had
released.
like a gelatin.
and then
Midnight America.
and then the very next episode they designated the whole episode.
This is
to
when
explain.
Jared. This is when they first showed it on national TV.
Yeah, the first time anybody had ever seen
wow.
a Zapruder film.
and it's doctored. I got a perfect.
There's
I got
no way. There's no way that comes
It
from
just
the back.
looks like it's
I got-
from the
I got-
fucking front.
It comes from the back. It's going the opposite
I got a
direction.
perfect thing
Especially
for you too. In the
Oh my gosh.
in the documented files of
They showed this is what 76.
77.
77,
Yeah.
sorry.
in the documented files of I want to say it's the Warren Commission. They go by frame in their 62 book volume.
Yeah.
But when they go by frame, they switch the frames
Oh yeah.
from being
Right.
forward to backwards and like reversed
you.
it.
I got
To
you.
make it so when you're opening up these files and you see the frame by frame, it looks like his head is going the opposite
Yeah.
direction because the way they placed it, and that was because that's what the narrative
Yeah,
again.
it was the most
and then
intentionally
what's that do, man?
confusing.
What'd you say, Jay?
Changes
more
the narrative.
Yeah, what's that do? It
Yeah.
raises more questions.
Yep.
Yeah, it was the most intentionally confusing commission report.
You know what's crazy to me to think? Like, this narrative that we've just continued to talk about all night with the JFK conspiracy is like, how stupid is the fucking government to believe that we're gonna believe that. Like, you know, like if Donald Trump, Joe Biden, right now were to come out with some shit like this, we would never believe that fucking shit.
But
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how stupid
it's a different time though.
Yeah,
so
I
we
know, they never
had
thought
to
that they
succeed.
It's like, how do you not think that
They thought they could control
forensic-
everything.
We've had this 60 years of
60
non-trust.
fucking
Hey, I'm
Yeah.
sorry for overspeaking.
Yeah.
I was never a part of that time period, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm just
Control the
still
narrative.
mind blown.
I just think that it was such a different time that nobody thought that they had a reason to not trust the government.
Right.
Except for some of the people higher up that kind of knew some of the shit that was going on.
What
but-
they talk about the Georgia governor.
Yeah, he was on the commission.
He was on the commission
and thought
there-
that was horseshit.
And yeah, there was word by word him talking to JFK saying, "I don't want to release this. The Warren Commission is bullshit.
Yeah.
I do not agree with anything this commission has said." But he's like, "We have to have to put this out."
That was a recorded phone call between him and Lyndon Johnson.
So
and,
he knows, you know what I'm talking
And
about.
Lyndon Johnson, the guy who took over as president, even agreed with him that it wasn't correct, but he was trying to save us from a war between us and Russia.
That's
He was
like I
trying to
said
stop
when
World
he
War
said,
III.
"But we have."
Yeah.
We have to release this.
Yeah.
Because it's like that's
It's the rules.
at the
So-
time they had to.
Obviously, he thought that it had something to do with foreign nationals. He didn't think that it was an inside job, which to me it always was. But the CIA, if they thought it fit the narrative, could have just as easily blamed it on somebody from Cuba, a Russian, or anybody they wanted.
Yeah.
But that was the closest we've come to having peace with Russia since Trump was in office, really. It's just because Trump's so economically tied in with those guys that they fuck with each other.
Right. Jared put up the blind.
You would know another
Put
fun
up the
fact I got
blinders,
for you.
man.
I feel you.
You got the shine. You got some blinds behind you, man. Some blinders behind you.
Hey.
Got a blind around.
He's looking around where the sun.
So I got another one.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out lighting still.
Was Lee Harvey Oswald was stopped by employees and a police officer not even a few minutes after the shot. I mean, like seconds damn near after the shot.
Yeah.
The shots were taken. Lee Harvey Oswald
Leave our dog wall.
was trying to.
Oddballs.
He was trying to find the exit, right?
Dog
Yeah,
walk.
he was going down. So he'd originally got stopped on the first floor. So
And they got the manager
yeah, part
of the bookstore.
the book depository.
Yeah.
So part of the
It was Amazon.
The manager
Yeah,
said
today it would be.
the manager told the police officer though. He said, "Release him. He's an
He's
employee.
employee.
He's
Yeah.
fine."
Yeah. So part of the weird part about that is that wasn't until several minutes after the shots had been taken.
Yeah.
So the main narrative is that Lee Harvey Oswald
Look up the
pops off
pictures of
3
the
shots,
setup of
stashes the rifle elaborately,
of his shot
and
in the
then runs down the stairs and tries to get out. So there's 3 different secretaries on the 4th floor that as soon as they hear the shots go into the stairwell and never see the guy running down the stairs.
Wait, look up where
they-
he was shooting.
And
They have.
did we mention?
Go ahead, Jay.
Did we mention about the room? Like it had a gun, right? It had like a setup, right?
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was trying to get Vinny to look up. They have pictures of the setup. Like he stacked up boxes.
Yeah.
And everything to where he can get the correct angle of the shot. And
Is it one of these?
He hid the gun. No.
Look up Lee Harvey Oswald book depository.
Yeah. Setup. Just like look up setup afterwards.
So another weird part about this is that
Sorry, I can't.
he
See, well, that's kind of one of
ordered
them.
this rifle from
the
this magazine.
Yeah.
It came-
Assassination setup.
And the rifle that they pulled out of the book depository is actually a different length. It's same rifle, but a different length than the one that he'd originally
Really?
ordered, which
Okay.
could
I
go
didn't know
either
that.
way. It could
One of
just be
these,
that they
like-
had given him the wrong rifle,
It's
which happened
that's
all the time. But
that's a new setup. Like someone redid it. on that picture, but there is pictures on that PBS documentary, Vince, that you showed me. They show video
Right on.
footage.
I probably
of
just
it.
missed it. I was trying to take clips out of it. That's what I've been pulling up.
We have any more like? I was kind of bringing up like fun facts. Is there anything like you wanted to hit on that we haven't yet?
Fuck, I don't know. It's so hard to tell because we've been all over the place.
Man. Yeah, for sure.
So it's hard to pin down anything.
What about
that's been missed.
So like
That just
I'll
comes
just
with
get
the territory around here.
Let's get this real quick. These will be like quick ones. I want to ask you like. So I think we can all say you believe there was more than one shooter, right?
I believe that it was a couple CIA guys, honestly. So
like-
it's hard to say exactly what happened. That's why at the beginning of the podcast I
that's
said
what I'm saying. Just more
you
than
don't
one
know for
shooter,
sure. Yeah.
100%, right?
Yeah, a couple guys, and I
Now,
feel like they're from the CIA.
Let me ask you this: do you believe that Lee Harvey Oswald, one of his shots hit him?
I don't believe that he was even one of the shooters. So
You
if
don't?
if you pull, they couldn't pull fucking prints off of the damn gun, man. Like
But you're going off just because he didn't have prints on it. That's it, man.
that's not it, or only it. So I think that
Do you think he can make
He
it?
was up there. He was believed.
honestly, he was
You
a
think
good
he can make
shot.
the shot? Yeah,
but
alright.
the only
That's what I'm saying. Do you believe one of his shot hit him? Because there's a lot of people believe he took the shots but didn't hit him.
I don't think that.
Because like you said early on in the
there's
episode,
two shots that flew way off.
Yeah, but you said early on in the episode he was a good shooter.
So during his Marine Corps like marksmanship test, he hit a target, an 8-inch target, at 200 yards.
Yeah.
8 out of 10 times.
He's a fucking. That's a good shooter,
Yeah,
dude.
eight.
And
That's
if he
2
wanted to
football
hit, he
fields.
would hit. And if he wanted to miss, he could miss. And that's what I'm
crazy.
saying. Some people believe he took shots and they never hit. It was different.
I
people.
don't even think that he took the shots because the rifle that they pulled out was like I was kind of touching on earlier. So
Do you believe it didn't fit the range?
it fit the range. Like, 6.5s carry really well also. So like I have a 6.5 Grendel and a 6.5 Creedmoor. Same same caliper sizing.
Know what it is.
But yeah, same caliper sizing technically, but they are 3 different rounds from like what he shot. But semi-similar ballistics. They don't carry. They carry well enough where they could hit that, but they don't carry well enough to not mushroom out or balloon out when passing through somebody's skull, somebody's wrist, and then landing in their leg. So there's so many things.
With that though is if it was FMJ, that's supposed to go through steel, right?
I mean, not really.
But it's supposed to deform a little bit.
Yeah, they definitely deform. Like a lot of FMJs are meant to pass through things a little bit easier, so that they wound you instead of mortally killing you. Like that was part of the thing when NATO made like a lot of them. So their whole idea behind that was that if you wound somebody, you take out 3 people, 2 people to drag them, plus the 1 that got injured instead of just taking out 1 person.
Wow.
But a lot of FMJs still do mushroom out pretty well. Once you get past that metal jacket, it's still soft lead underneath. But so there's no way that bullet made it through all that and then looked absolutely immaculate.
Right.
Like I said, I've shot FMJ fucking 223 rounds in my backyard in the dirt and seen them completely mushroomed out.
Yeah.
I've
just hitting dirt. I know what you're saying.
Past the 6
and then that's close impact though too.
Yeah.
Like if you're talking about like range,
But
and then
that brings
also,
me back to like
increase in
how
altitude.
stupid is the government to think we're not gonna like question some of these things? They've released pictures of those bullets, and it's like it just came out of the package.
I don't think that
I would reshoot the bullet they just fucking showed.
it would fit right in a cartridge.
Like what?
If you were to reload it in a cartridge, it'd be off kilter a little bit because like the way that it is slightly deformed, but it looks more like something that was shot at a target at a range and hit like plywood or something behind it. It doesn't look like anything that hit hard, whatsoever.
I got one question of like, I guess this is more of a history side of it.
Yeah.
But why did he even go on that fucking parade?
So
What the fuck was the significance of Dallas, Texas,
okay,
doing a parade ride?
so it's 1963.
Was that mafia related, or was
No.
that just political? Like,
Political.
look at me, I'm the president.
Oh, re-election.
Yeah, re-election. So it's
That's what that
1963.
was.
He was
Okay,
elected
okay.
in 60. So 64 is the re-election term. So Texas notoriously is a large
Yeah,
state for electoral votes.
For sure.
Yeah.
I get you there.
So, like I said, he had two other rallies right before that were at least scheduled. Chicago, which got canceled, and then Tampa, which even though they had thwarted some sort of plot to assassinate him, then it still ended up going on.
I got you.
Yeah, there's so many weird lines to draw between any of the shit. It makes me feel like that Charlie Day meme.
Oh my God,
all
yes.
the time. Yeah.
Hey,
I
you
love
were-
that picture.
You were
This is-
bringing up the things after the fact, like if he wasn't assassinated.
Right.
Think about like the type of security measurements they had then. Until what point do you think it would take? You know what I mean? What would it have to take for us to take more security measurements for
That's a good question.
president or something?
So I feel like the 70s, even no matter what, if JFK had gotten assassinated or not, I still feel like the 70s are like an incredibly violent fucking era.
Oh,
But
Serial killers.
most of our beginnings of serial
I'm
killers
scared.
are based
the
on
Zodiac
the
killer
1970s.
at that time,
It's
or
start-
was
yeah.
that afterwards?
No, that's right during that time.
Yeah, Zodiac was a big one.
A lot of it is I don't know if you guys have
like the
ever heard.
aftermath of the Vietnam War, really, I guess.
Well, not only that, a lot of it is blamed on lead poisoning from all these. So every single one of our cars is powered by lead gasoline. So you constantly had fumes in the air.
Yeah.
Lead paint.
Damn.
And a bunch of other shit. So
yeah, they ended up, there was a big deal with paint. Ended up changing.
Yeah,
we ended up
lead-based paint
changing the way we
because people
made
were
it.
eating it and getting
lead-
lead poisoning.
Lead pencils when they changed the lead pencils
Yeah,
and shit.
lead pencils in school. So
Damn.
if you Google the effects of lead poisoning, hyperaggression is one of them.
Really?
I feel like they did that shit on purpose.
Yeah, I don't think that
Of
anything
course,
is done
that's
without
exactly.
being on
I
purpose.
wish
Yeah.
I would have used that case at school. You know what I mean? Like shit, you giving me this lead poison pencil? No
Right.
wonder I'm acting out.
I don't have ADHD. You fucking are giving me lead poison.
Yeah, if you look up the effects of lead poisoning, hyperaggression is among some of them. So a lot of our most violent serial killers like all start in the 1970s. We got Bundy, Eddie Gein.
You need to come on here for a
BTK.
Fab 5 serial killer episode.
Oh, fuck.
We can do that.
Yes.
Yeah, don't get me started. So a lot of these hyper violent criminals are all during that era, and not only that, the crime percentage in a lot of large cities that we have.
Oh, New York.
New York City
LA.
is fucking astronomical.
People just getting
It
whacked.
reminds
Yeah.
me of the Joker. Like, that's New York City in
Yeah.
the 70s.
Yeah, no shit.
Really,
honestly.
dude. That's a good
Yeah,
comparison.
it really fits. So not only just murder, but violent crimes in general, rapes, robberies, everything. It's off the fucking charts.
How much
Burglary.
longer was it? Because we've talked about the crack epidemic.
Yeah, that's
We've
the
talked
80s.
about
crack.
That's
no,
the
but
80s.
Yeah.
Crack.
How much longer was heroin? Was that like
that's like the
later in the
90s,
90s?
Okay, so
I know
The
that
heroin was around.
Yeah.
really started in the 60s.
Because I know with MK Ultra they did every type of drug you can imagine.
Yeah.
They had heroin that
So
Heroin.
part of MK Ultra was them. Part of MK Ultra was them bribing already heroin addicted people to do these different experiments. and then they'd give him heroin as a reward.
Yeah, that's
So-
I knew
Yeah,
we
it-
had it already at that time.
Yeah,
it
it's
just
been-
wasn't an epidemic.
Oh, sorry, that one wasn't funny.
Yeah, it'd been around for a while. So after Vietnam, Frank Lucas is like American Gangster. You ever seen that movie?
Oh, bro,
yeah,
that is
yeah.
fucking amazing.
All right, so
dude.
Frank Lucas takes over New York during the end of the 60s and early 70s.
Isn't that
with,
played by Denzel?
Yeah,
He
Denzel.
just shoots the motherfucker
Yeah.
square in the head.
So
that's a wild scene.
That's
Yes.
one of the few movies besides maybe Wolf of Wall Street and The
That's my favorite
Revenant
movie.
Yeah,
that the actual story is crazier than the fucking movie.
Damn,
Yeah,
they
for
couldn't
sure.
put it into film.
No.
Have you seen,
like his whole rise? Like I believe in the film they just show that he has like that cousin that's stationed in Vietnam.
Right.
And it goes from that.
Vinny-
But before that, even George Lucas was fucking.
You'll have to help
guy
me
was
out here.
this guy's gangster as fuck.
Yeah.
Have you seen is it the New York gangster? I mean,
Oh, the
gangsters
hockey,
Gangsters of New York, or
right? No,
fuck, what the fuck?
that's not. No, you're talking
Are you
about the
talking about-
hockey
It's
stuff.
got Brad Pitt
No.
plays in it. It's
Oh.
like older setting movie.
Are you talking about Gangs of New York with
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, okay,
and,
yeah, so
No, that
and
Daniel
Liam Neeson?
Daniel
Yes.
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel
too.
Day-Lewis.
Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, just
What's
one
it
of my
called
favorite
again?
movies.
Okay, I
Gangs
haven't
of
Gangs of New York.
I haven't seen that one
I'm
yet.
a very
Butcher?
proud
The Butcher,
Irish.
right?
Yeah, the Butcher.
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah,
Gangsters
he
of-
kills
I'm
his
a very-
dad, Leo's dad.
Yeah, very proud Irish.
That was the first sex scene I ever seen in my life.
with Cameron Diaz.
Oh wow! Jared, look at Jared.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah, that movie.
I haven't seen the Gangsters of New York.
Oh, dude, it's
What?
absolutely
I
phenomenal.
haven't seen it, man.
That's one
It's
of
a
the
long
top-
movie though. Get
Yeah.
ready,
Yeah.
but that is actually factually based on 5 Points, New York.
Probably top 30 movie all time.
Yeah, it's by far one
Top
of my
30.
favorites.
Do you know
And-
the show Drunk History?
Yeah,
I think they did a Drunk History episode on JFK assassination.
I can't remember if they did or not. I think
Well-
they hit so much kind
I
of
think they
random
tried.
shit. Yeah.
But Vince, do you know? Logan, do you know?
I feel like after a few shots of Crown, I could be doing Drunk
Yeah.
History right
Well,
now.
Drunk
feel like you've
History
gotten
is
comfortable the
essentially
past,
guys
Oh,
just
the show
like,
Drunk History?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
It
just
was
get
on
drunk
Comedy Central.
and then they
It's
sit there and
mystery.
talk
Oh, dude, they're
about.
fucking
101.
tanked,
Dad
and then they have
mystery.
somebody that asks some questions.
Let's do that, bro. A
You
dad
can
history
see-
episode.
You can see the guys in the episodes. They'll fucking just like rub their head. They're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I feel like you've gotten comfortable the past hour. I feel like
Yeah,
you really,
I started out
no, you're good.
kind of nervous.
That's how
but-
everybody is,
Yeah,
though.
oh,
Oh,
dude,
Every
you've
it's-
guest
done
we've had.
nothing but solid.
Yeah.
No, it's been good the whole
Solve
time.
mysteries, bro.
No, yeah, you've been good.
And these nice microphones.
Man, this is.
This is one of our best episodes,
Oh,
honestly.
Is there
I'd
anything
say.
you wanted to
this
ask
shit has been
us?
so pent up that
You
Yeah,
got
we've
to
been
let
planning
it
this
free.
forever.
yeah, I don't talk to anybody about
On
this shit
wax,
really,
bro.
Like,
You gotta come back on.
yeah, me and Vinny used to talk at work some about some shit, but this isn't like something that I talk to like a whole lot of people about. Honestly, if my girlfriend listens to this shit, she'll probably be surprised as fuck.
This is some shit he keeps in his head.
Yeah. Hey, and shout out to my little brother too, because I know he'll watch.
Shout
There you
out.
go.
I told
That's what's up,
Vince.
shout
Yeah,
out.
my little brother
Yeah,
listens to
we-
this
we've
shit from
been-
Alaska.
We've been
Yeah.
talking about this episode for a while.
Yeah.
We talked about this. So we're like, we're pumped.
This
for
episode's gonna be like for people that like want something super specific, and they're gonna listen and dive in so deep, and it's gonna answer every damn question they have.
Yeah, it'll be a little jumping around. But I
Speaking
hope
of questions,
we
do
can kinda
you
film
have
that.
any questions for us?
Who-
Like,
Yeah.
honestly, at
you
the-
know Vinny a little bit. You don't really know me, Logan, or Jared. So like,
at the beginning of all this, before I even like fucking hopped in the water, I wanted to find out what every single one of you thought. But it kind of became a forethought, and I just jumped in.
we just got in.
Yeah.
Did we do good?
So,
I think we kept
fuck
up
yeah.
with you.
So
Hell yeah.
even for just hearing like a multitude of like different theories and like hearing a bunch of shit, like what do you guys think? Like who?
I think it
who
was
do you think did
CIA
it?
driven for sure, and they used him for a scapegoat and set all that shit up perfect. So it's like you can't deny facts, but you can make the truth. You can create the truth from nothing.
Honestly, it really wasn't even perfect. It was just good enough.
Good enough for us
Yeah.
to eat it up.
Jay, do you want to go? Hold on, Jay. I think we
Who
got
done
you
it?
on.
Who
mute.
done it, Jay?
What's Jared?
Who
To
did
be
it? and
to be
what-
honest, man, like what I'm thinking is that like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So
Yeah.
I think it was both them motherfuckers. Like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do this.
He's obviously ruffling feathers. And I mean, he's doing good work and shit. And then at the end of the day, he just had the shit end of the stick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
So one thing is that that when JFK came to power, the dude thought that he ran the government. Like he thought that the president of the United States of America was like the be
Leader.
all. Yeah, that he had a final say in everything. He kind of got cock slapped by like the realization that the president doesn't really know shit, especially in like this day and age, but even more so back then. You had the whole military industrial complex running around behind his back. CIA, which before was the OSS, did what they want when they wanted because there was nobody keeping tabs on them.
OSS as in what? I'm sorry to interrupt. I don't know
The
what that is.
OSS was the CIA originally, so they started right at the beginning of the
You know what it stands for?
the 40s.
Not to, I'm not trying to like
Out of school suspension.
God damn it!
No, it's cool. It's cool. I didn't
No,
mean
I
to
can't.
interrupt like that. I was just
No, you're good, dude. I can't remember for the fucking life of me
I'm
though.
genuinely like I do like this topic and
I don't know what it is.
You've taught me so much
Strategic
already. I'm just trying to.
Services.
Office of
Strategic Services.
Yeah, it
Strategic.
just sounds fucking
So
sneaky.
because
Slimy.
the OSS was all created around the fact that the British had an MI6 in World War II.
Oh, okay.
So it was.
That's
We
James
already had the
Bond
FBI.
shit, right?
What's that?
James Bond.
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
Which is
right.
another
Damn it,
super
James
interesting
Bond.
character. The thing is that James Bond is actually based off of Lee Christopher, the dude that played fucking Sauron. And,
Really?
Yeah, real life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't
He's
know that.
Ian Fleming's cousin. They got that
You've
right.
taught me
All
more
the
today
James
than
Bond
I think
books.
I've learned in like months. You know?
Yeah, I got some fucked up ass
School ain't shit.
stuck in my
I
head.
got it, man.
But yeah, James Bond's all based off of Lee Christopher in World War II, and Ian Fleming had wrote a series of books
Vinny,
after that.
I want to
Wow.
hear your kind of take on like what you think was really the driven motivation, or like what your idea on how many killers, how many shots, whatever. Just I want to hear your thoughts.
Well, I think that how we've talked last episode, how everything's driven behind money. So, like we talked about the
That's a big
military
thing.
complex, industrial complex, mafia, casinos, money. Everything's driven by money. If you cut the money off, you're going to be targeted by different groups of people. Mafia,
Automatic.
CIA.
Yeah.
The CIA is trying to rise into power in the world, in the government, above the FBI and stuff like that. So they're wanting funding for different operations. They want in all these different countries. And JFK wants
sure.
to fucking disband them, cut jobs and stuff like that.
See, that
Yeah.
was big on my
That
thoughts,
was the
too.
easiest. They probably sat down and was like, okay, how do we handle this situation?
Money's
That was the
huge.
easiest. That was the
Yeah.
easiest
My
situation.
biggest
or,
thoughts on it
solution.
that like I've learned a lot. Now that I've done research and talked to you guys about all of this, is like the family side of his dad, his brother, and just the mafia. Like
Yep.
that was such a big underrated aspect of the whole entire situation, because it's like when I put it in personal aspects. So when you think of like, I think of my family, like what I would do for my family. Not saying I'm in a mafia, but I'm saying like no, like seriously
Careful
though,
there, buddy.
No,
put,
Careful.
put yourself in
no.
this situation and be like, you think of your dad being heavily tied into the mafia. You're the president of the whole, the strongest fucking nation there is, and then like just the heavy ties of the mafia and his dad. That was my big
Yeah.
thing.
Gotcha.
I don't know if any of you guys have had or heard of the Kennedy family curse.
I think
Yeah,
I
I
have.
think I have.
Yeah. So first
What
you
family
have-
curse? What was
The
it?
Kennedy
The
family
family
curse. It's kind of another
yes,
theory.
yeah.
So first you have JFK getting assassinated, and then his brother Robert. Then one of their cousins, David, and then Michael, and then John F. Kennedy Jr., and then Kara, and then Mary, and then Sorority, and then
They're all just
Maeve,
getting
and then
whacked.
Rosemary. There's
But
like,
that's what I was bringing up with that domino effect, man.
and there's so much weird
Go
stuff.
on YouTube, look up right now, and there's a video. It's fucking millions of views. It says, "Why did everyone that was it was something? It's anybody that's tied in with JFK gets assassinated."
Yeah,
it's like a video, and it explains
tying up loose
everything.
ends.
Yep.
How many of them were with the doing political things as well?
You know who made it out though? George Hunter White.
And who is that?
The dude from the CIA that went and visited Jack Ruby. That's like one of the only dudes that.
Is he dead now?
He is now, but he died of old age.
That's that hypnotist guy.
He
Yeah.
he wasn't a hypnotist, but he drugged a lot of people.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So you know what's fucked up? At one point, the CIA had hired a magician to teach their agents not
Hired
only
a
hypnotism but sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, yeah.
So they could
Call of Duty sleight of hand.
so they could put LSD and other things in people's drinks
shit.
and shit. Yeah, out in public when they were
The
doing their
ultimate
public
trickery.
testing.
Hey, you brought up
Trickery.
him being on
Trickery.
Call of Duty earlier, and do you remember him on what was it, Black Ops? The first,
Oh, the first one.
the first
Yeah,
Black
yeah,
Ops.
yeah.
Can't you be him and Nixon?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, you could be JFK and Nixon in the map 5 on Zombies.
5, yeah.
Yeah, that was in the White House.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do wholeheartedly believe though that Nixon never gets elected if
JFK didn't die.
He's going back to back.
Yeah, for sure, back to back.
Yeah, back to back. Like
Was
he's
Re-
on the
was
cover
Reagan
of
after
Lethal
Nixon?
Weapon. Reagan was mid 80s, so he's after Nixon, after Carter.
President Carter.
President
Carter.
Not the real President Carter, but the fake one that was a peanut farmer in Georgia. not
Jimmy Carter.
yeah, not Wayne.
That guy. Is there
Well,
anything
shit.
else you wanted to bring up topic wise?
Yeah.
Like you.
Bro, honestly, I can't, been kind of so all over the place that I don't know if what all we've touched on and what all we don't or haven't on this point.
I think you shouted out your brother,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Anybody else you want to say hi to? Anything else you want to say?
I'm sure my girlfriend will watch this in a couple weeks. Hi,
Yeah.
Megan. But,
Shout
Yeah.
out. Shout out,
uh,
Megan.
than that-
Shout out.
Well, we appreciate.
Yeah,
you.
we
Dude,
got
this has been like I had some expectations coming in what I thought it was going to be like, and it's like far surpassed it.
We don't
It's
like
gonna
to
blast.
we don't like
This
to
is,
you
Bang
know,
bang.
ambush people that we
No, dude,
we
thank
get
you
out here,
guys.
and
Like this has been awesome.
we don't
Got
wanna,
you, bro, right here.
Hey,
Jay.
Nuck.
We don't like to get people scared, like oh, you gotta don't say this or
Yeah.
look at the camera.
it's alright because I'm not good at not
No,
saying
you
things.
got
and
you got more comfortable as the time went on too.
Yeah.
You can tell as I'm watching this, you can tell you loosen up.
most
It's just common conversation,
I think,
man. That's
uh,
all
Oh,
it
man.
is.
common
yeah,
conversation
this whole
and
time-
Crown Royal.
You come back on,
Crown
yeah,
Royal,
you'll feel
Yeah.
comfortable again.
Yeah, honestly, I'm sure that when another time I'll jump right back in, like the same feeling I have.
Yeah,
now.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
hop
I
in.
want you to dive deep in anything else, bro.
Bro,
And I think you got some shit up the
I'm
motherfucking
willing to
sleeve.
come back whenever you guys want.
Swear.
There's so
We
much
need-
weird shit out there.
We need to have him
That's
and
what I'm
Coffee
saying.
play off each other.
Bro, I just told
Hey, hold
Coffee
on,
we
let
had a
me-
great episode.
Let me ask this too. Big thing with the Last Stab podcast is we do, fight nights. So
Oh,
Oh,
Fight
yeah,
night.
yeah. He's a big
UFC
Muay Thai
knows.
fighter. Yeah.
Okay, let's get it.
Vinny
That's
knows.
what's
I've always been a big Muay Thai guy, big kickboxing guy.
Yeah.
like you
Israel-
train yourself?
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
Shit.
Israel
Discipline.
Adesanya is one of it's my fucking guy.
The last style
So-
bender, baby.
So
what's
even
up, bro. Yeah.
way before that,
let
when he was
Dylan
fighting
know.
K1, like, dude, I showed Vince so many videos at work of
Yeah, even when
this dude putting on
before
work.
Stylebender was a champion.
Before
he was showing me
before
shit.
his fucking MMA debut,
Yeah,
like his
yeah.
UFC debut, I showed him this guy. I'm like,
2017,
bro, this guy is just
This
fucking
is the
knocking
dude.
people's heads off. And K1
Well,
kickboxing.
I foresee a
And here he is.
a Dylan and
I was thinking that too.
Joel-
Fight night.
fight night.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you,
My
you
buddy
would, you would
Dylan.
like our buddy Dylan. He's very up to
MMA,
date with
Dude,
UFC.
I'm with it.
He's a big fan of Izzy, just like you.
Yeah,
too,
Huge
so-
fan of Izzy.
But Izzy's a big one. I'm a big fan of, and there's a couple other guys too.
Right.
I know he's not really fighting anymore, and he's kind of falling off everything. But Conor McGregor, always my guy.
Oh,
He's
okay.
gonna come
Fucking
back.
Oh, shit.
Irish pride. Gotta catch that guy's
Feeling
back.
proper.
weasel.
Yeah.
Feeling proper.
Yep. Always.
Well, you want to do a spin wheel for like a last shot? We'll do a
can
last
do a-
shot. I think we all got some drink around here. Figure
Hell
out,
yeah.
figure
Oh,
out who's doing
I'm
the
actually
last
out
shot.
of beer.
You'll figure it out.
Man, we talked about.
I got
all
one.
kinds
I
of
got
stuff
one in there
tonight.
though, but
He's got one in there.
I'll
There you
get it
go.
After this.
Yeah, trust me.
No
When,
Googling.
Random spin wheel.
I'll shotgun it.
Meal, yeah.
I'll fucking stone cold 2 of them.
There you go.
you have been watching that old WWF shit, huh?
No, I've been deep in the like. I should have been in JFK. Like I've been a little bit watching like some JFK shit.
You've been
but
watching fucking.
I've been deep into wrestling.
You've been
man.
watching Kane and Undertaker fucking
Oh yeah.
taking the
Hell
goddamn
yeah, dude.
tag team championship
always-
against Booker T and
I always go back to the Hardy Brothers.
oh yeah, dude, the Hardy Brothers is fucking old school.
Those are my favorite.
Another fucked up story is
Oh,
Chris,
there we go. We
Chris
got it.
Benoit.
Joel, you're
got the
taking the
last
last shot.
We got any more fucking liquor?
Barely. You
I
better.
think we finished off
Yes,
that bottle, but I
Chris
got more in the
Benoit.
bag. I think.
We got more.
Bro,
there we
Chris
go.
Benoit.
Dude, Chris Benoit is another fucked
He was
up
one of my favorites.
subject in
Yeah.
general. Because, I mean, I'm sure, like, if you watched WWF when you were younger, like, you remember the guy, the fucking Wolverine, off the
fucking
fucking
face
top,
mask.
off the top ropes. Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, that guy
headbutt.
was-
Boom.
Yeah, that guy was fucking
United
nuts.
States champion,
Ow.
world heavyweight champion.
And then, like, there's such a long, like a long-standing history of people with repeated head injuries doing some crazy shit outside of what they
Oh, I
do.
fucking
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah. Chris Benoit.
It's
killing-
crazy. How much punishment could one man take?
Yeah.
Right, for entertainment.
I mean, I think it's part of the trade-off when
Yeah.
you're making that type of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those type of
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah.
Well, Jared,
Yeah.
See, this is a time. This is another time, bro. Like we,
Yeah.
we got to pull this up again. I'm waiting on you to like
Yeah.
string in fucking JFK and World War II, dude. We could go on forever.
We're gonna
dude,
have a
yeah,
part
I
two.
feel like-
That
need
whole
to fit right
era.
in. Deep down, I need.
Hey,
everyone
well, let's
would like-
see if we
Yeah.
ever get these Biden released files or whatever. and you
It's
know.
already gotten pushed back to like 2023 or something
God
like
damn
that.
it.
Hey,
Yeah.
well, we
Biden.
might see it in our lifetime. Maybe we'll see what
it's
actually
possible.
happened to JFK, you guys. So.
Yeah.
Right on.
Joel.
Love you, Jay.
Right
Love you,
on.
Jay.
Yeah.
Love you guys,
Thanks
man.
for coming on,
Peace.
Joel.
Be
Joel,
safe,
thank you,
man.
brother.
Yo, thank you guys for having
Nice
me.
to meet you,
TLDP,
Joel.
baby.
Yeah, it's
Hell
been
yeah, man.
it's been a
Good to
good
have you
time,
on,
dude.
man.
Last
Hell
Dad podcast.
Hell
All
yeah.
day.
Hell yeah.
Peace.
Hell yeah.
Peace.
Peace, bro.